More positive story, depending on how you look at it. Hockey showdown between Canada, USA. Ron and Don, the Hockey Night in Canada crew, have it next.
The rink. A stage of painted ice, where our warriors, wearing the colors of our nation, carry our hope, our pride, our dreams on thin blades of steel, with courage, with skill, with pride. The grand poem of our land is this game, and today our hopes, our pride will carry our words to the place where all our dreams are golden. Our stiffest challenge comes in red, white, and blue, and it is coming to this stage of ice now.
Sochi pre-show from Bolshoi Arena in Russia is on the air, brought to you by Chevy Silverado. Today it's semifinal number 2, Canada and the USA. Crosby, 7:40 overtime, Vancouver 2010. Is that right? Getzlaff? Looks like Getzlaff. Marie-Philippe Poulin, 8:10 overtime yesterday. Canada, USA, two of the greatest games of all time, certainly of recent time. You can just imagine the frenzy here in Sochi, and we know it's happening right across Canada. Stay thirsty, you guys. We got to go all the way to Sunday here, so pace yourselves. Elliot Friedman, Kelly Rudy. Let me just start, Elliot, before you get into Canada and what they have to do better. Poise is everything to me in pressure situations like this, and it always starts at the top. In 2002, Kelly, it was Yzerman and Mario Lemieux, and it was Wayne Gretzky off the ice that created the level of poise. Last time around, it was Jerome McGinley, Scott Niedermayer. Yesterday, we saw it in Hayley Wickenheiser. First shift of the game, she got roughed up at center ice. They attacked her in front of Vetter, the U.S. goalie. She had a lot of moxie all through the game, and it netted a gold medal for the Canadian women. What a show that was. Now we have the encore performance. How about the Canadians?
Well, first of all, we should mention there is a lineup change for the Americans. Paul Martin, who played their third most minutes on the blue line in their last game, is out tonight. He has a hand injury, and Justin Falk will play for the first time in the tournament. For Canada and the U.S., one of the things the Canadians are going to face here is a team that's going to come at them more than the other teams have in this tournament. And look at the opening chances they've given up right away. If you go back to the Austria game, and Canada's in black here, Austria gets an early chance right off the bat. And if you look at the Latvian game, right again, first shift, Latvia got an early good chance off the bat. The Americans will be looking to exploit that and take advantage of it. I think the other thing for the Canadians, Ron, is their shooting percentage. Ryan Getzlaff, for example, had the best shooting percentage of any NHL forward in this tournament. He at least has a goal, but you look at Kunitz, you look at Crosby, you look at Perry, they were the next three top Canadians. They're a combined 0 for 23. I think there's a feeling in Canada that bad luck is not going to continue, and they're going to be okay.
You know, Kelly, 4 years ago, it was kind of positioned as the U.S.'s Seabiscuit. Yeah. Not anymore. I saw you guys discussing it last night. They're kind of the overdog, really, here. They're the Yankees. I mean, the New York Yankees.
Well, if you're worried about Canada having a bad start, you won't have to worry about that for the Americans, because I've watched these guys, and I can tell you right off the hop, they start off and they're angry, including the Davis Backus line with Dustin Brown, Ryan Callahan. These guys come to the rink in a foul mood. David Backus, by the way, I think he plays every game with a hate on, which I love to see. And forget about the forecheck, because that's going to be an important part about it. But they go after you. Every shift, they don't let you off the hook. And Dustin Brown, we know what he can do. And the thing is for Canada, don't let him frustrate you. If he hits somebody, don't go after him.
I think one of the things you're going to see interesting, too, is the Czechs, again, the game against the Czechs, the Americans really attacked Marek Zidlitsky when he was on offense. He'd been a dangerous offensive player in this tournament, and I think you're going to see the Americans go after the Canadian defense.
The only thing is there's not a defenseman on Canada's roster that will be intimidated like that.
I just meant like attack them, like don't give them room, don't let them shoot.
It's incredible the number of teammates that are going head-to-head. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Let's go to Jim Hughes and Craig Simpson to tee up today. Jim.
Well, you're talking about the Americans going after that Canadian defense. Not only has the Canadian defense scored 7 goals, but they've been strong. And I think that's where Canada might have an advantage over the U.S. Do you agree?
I do agree, and I think that they've got the advantage over some of the inexperience on the defense for the U.S. But like Elliot was just saying, the strategy will be to push them very much. And, you think of where the offense has come from, the Canadian team, it's jumping up in the play. I think that's a big part of the success early on of this Canadian team. The challenge will be, can you continue to do that? Can you push the play offensively and handle the speed at the back end? You look at that top line of the Americans. Well, you can take your pick on the top lines, but James Van Riemsdyk, Phil Kessel, and Joe Pavelski, that's a line that scored 7 goals and 18 points on their own. And to me, it's their speed and their breakaway ability that'll really test the Canadian defense. If you're going to jump up in the play offensively and get caught in deep, you better be very wary of the transition game of the Americans.
Every defense in the league that plays against Phil Kessel in the National Hockey League pinches on him, makes him stay in his own zone. Can you do that here?
I think you can. It's obviously very different with the 15 feet extra of width, but I think this is a game where you have to be physical, establish that early on. As Kelly said, the Americans will try to do that early on against the Canadians. I think it just sets itself up for a great battle one-on-one against side.
The other semifinal was a contest of skating backwards, defending. I don't think this one will be anything like that. More North American, Ron.
And Jim, we'll show that on the other side of the break. Sweden is into the gold medal game after a 2-1 win against the Finns. We'll come back with lots of interviews. The captains, you'll hear from both of them, and the head coach of Team Canada. Chevy Silverado presents our pregame show in Sochi.
CBC's broadcast of the games is brought to you by the all-new Chevrolet. Find new roads. Samsung. Bring it home, Canada. And by Visa. Everywhere you want to be.
Back at Bolshoi, getting set for USA-Canada semifinal number 2. The first one went to the Swedes, but Finland got on the board early. Olli Jokinen scores the first goal from Vatanen. Then it's Sweden from there on in. Louis Eriksson scores this nifty goal to square the affair, and Erik Karlsson had a big game for the Swedes. Karlsson scores the game-winning goal as Sweden prevails. They oust their arch-rivals, and they'll await the winner of the game you are about to enjoy. Make it the final, Sweden 2 and Finland 1, semifinal number 1.
Inside Hockey is brought to you by RBC, proud sponsor of the Canadian Olympic team since 1947.
Kaylee Humphries and Heather Moyes wrote to Team Canada, the women, yesterday and said there will be ups and downs. After that golden goal, Sidney went a stretch of 744 days where he played just 28 games in the NHL with concussions. But he is, obviously, back in the saddle, and here he is earlier with Elliot.
All right, Sid, when you looked at Team USA on tape, what stood out to you?
Speed. I think they play a pretty fast game. Their D can move the puck well, and they play with a lot of speed. So I think that's something that stood out a lot, and I want to make sure that we're getting as much zone time as we can and making them play on their own end.
Your NHL coach said yesterday you're probably going to see a lot of David Backes tonight. From what you've seen him head-to-head, what's that going to mean for you?
He's physical. He's a big guy. So just being ready to compete, making sure that when you get in the corners that you're ready to absorb a hit and make a play, and hopefully find some open ice. But he's a guy who takes pride in playing against top lines. So you definitely have to make sure that you're competing to get to the net.
One of the things we really heard of yesterday from guys like Matt Duchene and everybody was the dam is going to burst. The goals are going to come. What's the number one reason you guys believe that?
I think the chances alone, but just the fact that we're getting to the net. It'd be different if the chances were from the outside. And, I think that at this point, the last couple games especially, we've had a lot of really good chances in and around the net. And I think you have to trust that eventually they'll go in. So hopefully tonight's the night. But, when you're doing those things right and you're getting chances right around the net, I think everyone believes that they will go in.
Thank you very much, Sid.
Okay, thank you.
Ron?
Elliot will have Zach Parise and Mike Babcock here shortly. Let's go down to Glenn Healy. Glenn, what are you looking for today?
Well, you got to beat Jonathan Quick, don't you? If you want to score goals, well, I've looked at Jonathan Quick, and I think there are 3 areas that you can beat him. Number 1, he has trouble through screens. At times, makes himself look small and doesn't fight hard enough through screens. The second area that you can beat him, he's very aggressive, so he stands on top of his crease, east-west passes, shoot it right away, and you get a chance. And the third area, which is the most noticeable in games, is the position of his glove. You look at how he holds his glove at times, he doesn't get it up high enough. He keeps it very low. That means that top part of the net is available. Now, game strategies brought to you by Chevrolet Silverado. This is what Team Canada has to do to be a winning team tonight. First, force turnovers. The U.S., they've given up 4 goals off of the rush. If you force turnovers, you'll have a chance. Experience, particularly the back end for the United States with Martin out. They are an inexperienced group, so take advantage of it. Carlson played 2 shifts against the Russians. He's going to have an elevated role here. And the third thing, play an up-tempo game. It's going to be a North American hockey game. You know, both teams, when they came out for warm-up, they didn't do the European warm-up thing where they're out 19 minutes before the warm-up ends. They both came out at exactly the same time, 16 minutes left, exactly the way it would be in the NHL. We watched the game earlier where it was everything going backwards. The skates are turned up ice. This is going to be a fast hockey game, guys.
One of the ways they're positioning this in Chicago, they got a billboard says the winner of the game gets to keep Justin Bieber. Could call it the J.P. Parise Cup. He developed Crosby and Taves at Shattuck St. Mary's, and of course his boy Zach, captain of the U.S. Elliot.
That women's game last night and the way it ended, does that already make a huge U.S.-Canada rivalry in men's and women's hockey even hotter?
I think it helps it. You really feel for the U.S. team, and it looked like they were in pretty good shape in the last 5 minutes of the game, and it was a tough way to end it. But I think for hockey in general, it's great. Even when you get another rivalry like that, it's good for the game.
Same question I asked Sidney Crosby about you guys. When you watch the tape of Canada, what stood out to you?
It's tough to overlook all the skilled players. I mean, all the players they have are guys that back home you're circling on the board and making sure you're paying attention to them and trying to shut them down. And the talent level that they have is pretty impressive. So that's something we're going to have to pay attention to.
Final one. How much has 2010 come up in the last 48 hours?
A lot, quite a bit. Whether it be from answering questions or whether it's from text messages or just from our own minds, thinking about. I mean, it's hard not to think about it right now. It's a pretty similar situation. So hopefully we can find ourselves on the other side of it this time.
Thanks very much, Zach.
Thank you.
Ron?
All right, just thinking about Bacchus, Ellie was talking to Sidney Crosby. Yeah. He'll obviously see Crosby, but you're thinking Getzlaf too. And the U.S., it's very important to have last change in this game.
Yeah, I understand why they're saying that it's going to be the Crosby line, but when I look at the Canadian lineup and I go back to last game where the Getzlaf line was amazing, Corey Perry had 5 shots, I think, and he's all around the net. I think that's the matchup you want if you're the U.S. because, as I said in the opening, Bacchus line is tough. They're going to go after the Canadians, and what line really stands out to me right now? Well, it's a big, tough Getzlaf line.
Eric Lindros, not to drop names, but Eric Lindros was saying Getzlaf and Perry have found that sweet spot just at the top of the face-off circle, just toward the center of the ice. They've been really effective there. All right, the Canadian you think is going to lead the way?
Well, here's the thing about Jonathan Toews, because in this tournament he has 2 assists. You'd say, oh, how is he playing? Well, 2 assists, you expect a little bit more. But the thing is, and Ron, I love body language. And what it tells me when I watch him, I don't know if he's on a 10-game scoring streak or 10-game pointless streak. That's at play with a minute to go, minute 32 to go in the game, and that's why he's the leader or one of the great leaders on this team, because he doesn't care if he's getting points. He wants to do all the things. I don't think he has a weakness in his game.
Terrific, and I think poise is important. That's why that Brent Seabrook moment last year in the playoffs. Here are the teammates that are going head to head. 8 teams in the National Hockey League have guys who are going to be playing against their buddies. Like Los Angeles, Doughty and Carter got to go against Quick and Brown. Obviously the Pittsburgh Penguins, Brooks Orpik has his work cut out. Pavelski faces San Jose Sharks. Price against Pacioretty. The St. Louis Blues have central figures in this game. You got the cup winners is an important point too. There are 3 on the U.S., the 2 L.A. Kings and Kane. There are 11 Stanley Cup winners in Team Canada's lineup, but that's really a neat brothers-in-arms battle. All right, let's head back down to Elliot Friedman now with Mike Babcock. Elliot.
I can't imagine that women's game last night couldn't help the Canadian team in some way for tonight.
Well, I think it helps people in general. Is if you just keep grinding, you keep believing, you keep doing what you're doing, things have a way to turn out for you. Now, obviously, it's a game of inches, and as you watch the curling, as you watch this, it's a game of inches every night, and it's a fine, fine line. That's why it's so hard to win, but that's why it's so exhilarating to win as well. Now, obviously, hearts probably ripped out of those American girls, and the Canadian girls are pumped.
Mm-hmm. For a lot of the teams that have played you have kind of sat back and played a more defensive shell kind of game. Are you expecting this to be a lot different?
Well, the first thing is we know who they are. So I think that part's different. We have a lot of respect for their team because they have a good team and they've scored easy in the tournament. Mm-hmm. I don't know what kind of game they're set up to play. I've watched them twice. Yeah, they got a good hockey club. We're going to come out and we're getting after it. We're going to try to get after it the best we possibly can. When we have the puck, we want to be heavy on it. When we don't have the puck, we want to be patient and get the puck back as fast as we possibly can. That's been the same plan every night. We like the way our team's played. We haven't executed around the net. Other than that, we played well.
Just out of curiosity, last game at the end of it, you went more to 3 lines. Will you stick with that early, or will you go 4 to start?
Well, we're going to go 4 for sure, and then we'll use our people. Though last game, we just felt we were in a situation that is what was needed. But I also think building a team is real important at these championships. That's what we've always tried to do in the past and had success. That's what we tried to do here. But we have some players that need to be on the ice. We'll find a way to get them out there.
Thanks very much, Mike.
Thank you.
Ron?
Elliot, almost every interview waiting to ratchet it up, right? Everybody's in that mode of trying to conserve energy for a huge game. Morning in the West, afternoon in the East. Canada gets to enjoy the big game next.
Sochi pregame, brought to you by the Chevy Silverado, North American Truck of the Year.
Tipping it right in and scores. Bill Kessel.
Trevor shoots, he scores!
Look at his speed, how he closed on that play.
Shot and Patrick Sharp scores.
Scores, Bill Kessel, the hat trick.
He takes the shot, he scores! No doubt about that one.
The United States advancing to the semifinal.
It will be Canada and the United States in the semifinal. What a game.
Back at Sochi 2014, and there's a view of Canada. We've got cameras in Toronto, in Windsor. Mixed emotions there. A lot of Detroiters at the bar. We're in Montreal. We're in Calgary today. At the Olympic Games, a goal is definitely the sound that a nation makes. These moments define athletes. Esposito Henderson, 72. Mario Wayne in 87. Again, Crosby, 2010. And Poulin Sabados in that building 24 hours ago. Almost feels like the gold medal game, doesn't it? TGIF, USA, Canada. Let's head over to Jim Houston, Craig Simpson, Glenn Healy. Jim.
Well, who will be Canada's poo today? Can we make it official then, Canada? Everybody stop. Take a break. It's time for hockey. Olympic hockey. Canada against the USA. National Hockey League referees Brad Meyer is from the States, Dayton, Ohio. Kelly Sutherland from Richmond, British Columbia. And you see the linesman Greg Dvorsky from Guelph among the two, Ivan Dedulia of Belarus. And here comes Team Canada to the ice, Team USA to follow. It does feel like the gold medal game. We saw a slow, calculated start, Craig Simpson, to the Finland-Sweden semifinal. I don't expect that in this game, do you?
I don't at all, and I think that's a problem. If you're going to play cautious and safe, I think the Americans can take advantage of it with their speed and their ability to score goals. I think right now you have faith in the structure of your game. This is a well-coached team on Canada's side. They've got good depth through all 4 lines. They've got great strength on the back end. So have faith in that structure. Get in, get on their D, and try to be as aggressive as you can.
Peyton Manning said pressure is for players who don't know what the heck they're doing. Do you think there's any pressure here, Glenn? What do you think the nerves are like right now?
I think both teams are excited to play the game. Like you said, get at it. There is a big weakness on that American defense without Paul Martin. Everybody now is slotted up. Look for Canada to take advantage of that weakness. And as Mike Babcock said, we're going to get at it. And I think the pace and the tempo for Canada will be furious right off the bat.
I'm thinking Dan Bilesma is wanting to get after it as well, as Zach Parise and Sidney Crosby have the traditional handshake and exchange of pennants before this Olympic matchup. Carey Price from the Chilcotin Coast of British Columbia, Anaheim Lake, has faced 51 shots in 3 games, and he'll get the biggest start of his life here at the Olympic Games. Mike Babcock went with him after using both Roberto Luongo and Carey Price in the first couple of games. And Stanley Cup winner Jonathan Quick has a .935 save percentage in his 3 games. He's faced a few more shots than Carey Price as the U.S. has opened it up a little more. But he's been excellent and likely will be today. And there's Carey Price set to go in his first Olympic semifinal. Canada's starting lineup features Jonathan Toews from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Jeff Carter from London, Ontario, Patrick Marleau from Aneroid, Saskatchewan, and the defensive pair of Shea Weber from Sicamous Salmon Arm and Duncan Keith from Penticton. James Van Riemsdyk is on the left wing, Phil Kessel on the right, and Joe Pavelski in the middle for the United States. They are the home team for this game. And you'll see a lot of the defensive pair of Ryan Suter and Ryan McDonough. Both are big game players, big minute players, and they'll have to play a lot, especially in the absence of Paul Martin. Here we go, Canada. Here we go. The Olympic semifinal is underway. Duncan Keith first on the puck. The Shea Weber, who's been outstanding in this tournament. Jeff Carter at center. Ryan Suter stood up on him. Canadians will try again to get to the attacking zone. Jonathan Toews. Carter fanned on a shot. The puck got to the net. Suter is quick to clear it. Phil Kessel flying down the wing. He's in alone, and he's stopped by Carey Price. We've seen a lot in this tournament from Phil Kessel just like that, and we'll probably see more. Man, he can skate. From the blue line, here's Suter with his shot, trying to sift one through, and it's blocked. Patrick Marleau bounces the puck to center. Jonathan Toews, no room in the neutral zone. Ryan McDonough moved the puck to Zach Parise. The U.S. captain dumps the puck in, didn't get it deep. Weber is back. Marc-Edouard Vlasic has come out on the ice, and he plays the puck to Shea Weber and back to Vlasic. Weber will leave, and Vlasic's partner Drew Doughty will come on as Vlasic dumps the puck in. Sidney Crosby's on the ice with Chris Kunitz and Patrice Bergeron. Ryan Kessler out with Parise, and Patrick Kane, who has yet to score a goal in this tournament, and an icing call against the USA.
Well, I said off the top to trust the structure in your game, and this will rattle you a little bit. The speed of Kessel. The Canadians had a chance offensively, and lightning fast was the transition game of the Americans. Kessel with the shot from the right, and a great early save by Carey Price to get him into this game.
Ryan Kessler's got to stay because of the icing call. On comes a different line for Canada. Ryan Getzlaf with Jamie Benn and Corey Perry. There's John Carlson. He hasn't been playing much, but Paul Martin is out of the lineup, and he'll have to play, and he steps in with Brooks Orpik. Between the benches, a couple of minutes in, Glenn Healy.
Well, you mentioned Carlson. He played 3 shifts against the Russian team when it was USA-Russia. So obviously the coach doesn't trust him a whole lot. Very tight game. But this is where Team Canada can take advantage of that because, you know, Kelly Rudy talked about it in the pregame show. It's the Getzlaf line that has been the best line, and they get the Carlson matchup. Good chance to take advantage of it.
Might see more matching in this game than we've seen in any of the other games between the European teams. David Backes line on, Dustin Brown and Ryan Callahan. There's a shot by Patrice Bergeron. Another backhander. He stopped that too. Backhander by Kunitz is just wide of the net as Canada comes close. Drew Doughty at the point under pressure from Dustin Brown. This can be a very physical U.S. line. They're chasing the puck right now as Drew Doughty makes a move and gets by Callahan at center. Makes another move and gets by Backes. Drew Doughty shoots. And Jonathan Quick glanced behind himself, but he made the save and hangs on.
And as expected, some emotion at the end of that play. The defense had been so effective for the Canadians, but earlier on, lots of traffic in front. You know that the Canadians are going to throw bodies to the front. Look at the white sweaters collapse back in front of Jonathan Quick. There was a missed chance. But Doughty, as he's done so effectively, has his goaltender going to the left, tries to shoot back to the right, and almost scored against his teammate.
Canada hasn't gone to its fourth line yet. They've come back with a second shift. Ryan Getzlaf, Corey Perry, and Jamie Benn here up against Paul Stastny's line. Considerable size advantage for Canada in this matchup. Stastny is down. Max Pacioretty and TJ Oshie are the wingers, and the puck is dumped in, and it's an icing call against the USA.
Glenn, we've lamented at the coaching in the other games of the European coaches not trying to go with matchups here early on. Looks like Suter's going to draw up against this big line, isn't it?
Absolutely, but the problem for the U.S. then becomes, okay, all right, you're going to use Suter to match up against Ryan Getzlaf. What happens when Taves comes on? And we haven't even mentioned Crosby.
Here's the fourth line then. Duchesne got the draw. Pietrangelo puts the puck wide of the net. Matt Duchesne back in the lineup. He's got Rick Nash with him, and Patrick Sharp's in front. Nash drives out front. Can't get the shot through to the net. Another one just wide of the net. Canada trying to get the puck to the goal. And that was a good start on his first shift for Rick Nash. Max Pacioretty. Dump the puck in. Pietrangelo and Bouwmeester, the defensive pair, back for Canada. Pacioretty jumps on a loose puck to Ryan Suter. Shot just wide of the net. Bouncing puck for TJ Oshie. Good play by Matt Duchesne to keep him from getting the puck. And Patrick Sharp cleared it, that then pursues Ryan McDonough. Quick shift. Canada's changing again.
It's important for that fourth line to get a good shift early to get the confidence of the head coach. You don't know how much you're going to play, how short the bench is going to be. That was a good start.
Taves line on against Joe Pavelski's. Puck went off the stick of Duncan Keith, and a chance for Phil Kessel again. He shot the puck wide. Another one by Van Riemsdyk off the boards was stopped. Jeff Carter with a head of steam, headed for the net, followed by Marleau. Quick makes the save and stops play.
Well, a real concerted effort of both these teams early in this game to push the pace of the game. The transition game so important. This is the end of it. Carter going one-on-one with Orpik. Orpik forgets about the puck, tries to get into the body, and a nice job of Quick controlling that rebound.
Dan Bilesma sends the Bacchus line on against Crosby's line. Bergeron won the draw. An errant pass, though, and Dustin Brown gets out to center. Moves in on Vlasic and shot the puck wide. Drew Doughty on his offside. Ahead to Chris Kunitz for Crosby to go after. Orpik steps in. Crosby's teammate moved the puck. Justin Falk couldn't get it out. This is his first shift of the game. Maybe he'll alternate with John Carlson. Falk of the Carolina Hurricanes up the boards, pinching his Vlasic to hold the puck in. And now Brooks Orpik has a chance to get out for America. His pass, a tip in by Bacchus, and he ran into Doughty. Corey Perry. I think Mike Babcock would like Perry and Getzlaf to play against Bacchus. They're equal in size. At least he changed on the fly to get that, and now the U.S. is changing as well. Falk to center. Ryan Kessler dumps the puck in, and he dumped it right onto the Canadian bench.
I think what Team USA wants is they want Bacchus on the ice with Crosby. Bacchus has been one of the best players for the United States. Patrick Kane hasn't. Bacchus has been mean, been difficult to play against. The issue then becomes, can Bacchus and his line mates keep up with the speed of Crosby? And I think the answer is clearly no.
Dustin Brown and Ryan Callahan are the wingers. They're bangers and crashers. They can get hits, but can they get to the Canadians to get those hits?
That means, again, you got to make good short support passes if you're that Crosby line. Get the D back and spring you on some open ice in the neutral zone to force them to get chase in the game.
Kevin Shattenkirk with a pass to Patrick Kane. He has to double back. Parisi attacks and shoots, and Carey Price makes a save and hangs on.
Well, it'll be real interesting to watch Carey Price. The last game he made a couple of big saves against the Latvians, but it wasn't a busy night for him. But this will be his first real chance to have an intense game with lots of action around his crease. It'll be interesting to watch him fight through the traffic.
I think he's happy to play against a team like this. And he knows all the shooters. He knows their tendencies. You can't tell me he had the book on Latvia before he came to this tournament. The only one who had that was you, Jim, because you could name all the guys. I don't think I got a pronunciation right.
I'd never seen their trick play in the neutral zone, though.
That's amazing. That's Globetrotter-like for me.
Here's Rick Nash down the right side. Took a shot that went off a leg and wide. Max Pacioretty back the other way. Barges by Duncan Keith. And back with him is Rick Nash. Oshie was alone in front of the net. The U.S. couldn't get him the puck. Patrick Sharp back the other way with Matt Duchesne. He's a real speedster. He's got Jeff Carter on the other side, gives him the puck. He'll kick it back to the blue line. Duncan Keith passes off. Jeff Carter turns, shoots up high, missed the net. Carter after Oshie knocked the puck loose. Duchesne couldn't handle it, but he got it to Carter. His shot stopped by Quick. And he stops play.
Well, one of the bigger guys for Team USA is Max Pacioretty. Now, define big, because when you look at Pacioretty here, full head of steam, well, he's no task for Rick Nash, who's equally as big and wins the puck battle. So there really is no weakness for Team Canada. They match the U.S. with size, with speed, with skill. And if they work hard, I think it's advantage Canada. Their skill will take over.
Jonathan Toews and Joe Pavelski on the draw, and Toews won it. Doughty jumping in. Carter has the puck, shot it off a skate. On the other side, Vlasic and Doughty got crossed up, and Vlasic dumped the puck in. Toews turns back on Brooks Orpik. Carter trying to get open for a shot. There's the centering pass, and it was nowhere near Marlowe, and Phil Kessel gets the puck and crisscrosses with James Van Riemsdyk. 2-on-2 with Pavelski coming up late. And the defenseman as well. Carlson shoots. Carey Price makes the save in traffic and hangs on.
Early on, guys, the speed of the transition game for the Americans, though, has been really evident. And they've been able to gain the line. A middle drive backs the D off. Pavelski gets himself in good position. But what great early response by Carey Price. Look at the positioning. He's outside of the traffic. He's outside of his blue paint. He's aggressively coming out and challenging the shooter and makes an excellent save with his glove.
You're right, like there too. He makes a save. Pavelski falls on him. He gets up right away, doesn't pay any attention to Pavelski. Throws the puck towards the dot as if to say, you're not getting to me tonight.
Canadians won the draw and get out to center. Getzlaf, Perry, and Ben. There's a giveaway in the neutral zone, and back in comes Patrick Kane. Zach Parise to Kane. Kessler's in behind the net. The puck comes around to Ryan McDonough. He'll shovel it back in there. Kane with a chance to walk out. The defender fell. Petrangelo. Ryan Suter. Patrick Kane takes a shot into traffic. It's blocked by the traffic. Kessler gets the puck, and his backhander, McDonough, make that backhander stop before the net. Out from behind the goal, Zach Parise knocked the puck out of the air, and Price stopped that. Here's McDonough with a shot. Fearlessly blocked by Corey Perry, who's slow to get up. What a shift for the USA. Buzzing now. Here's Kane. Centering pass. Quick shot and another save by Carey Price off Ryan Kessler. Canada needs a change. Ryan Suter. Kessler tips the puck in. Bouwmeester's come on with Alex Petrangelo. Sidney Crosby's line coming on. Here's Chris Kunitz. Crosby's right behind him. Shot goes into the corner, and Crosby has to track it down. Held it into the line. Got Kunitz in front of the net. Bergeron trying to center, can't do it. Carlson got knocked down, gets up, and gets the puck out of his own zone, and this will roll the distance. No icing on the play. Patrice Bergeron from Sillery, Quebec. His goes the distance, and that is an icing call, and it's against Canada.
Well, this game is about twice the pace as the other semifinal we just did, the Swedes against the Finns, and you just see the amount of bodies in front of the net when there's a rebound there, right up the mask of Carey Price in midair. Zach Parise knocks it out, but if I'm sitting on that Canadian bench right now, I'm saying my goaltender's ready to play. He has answered the bell and taken away any fears if you had of having jitters to start this game.
Duncan Keith knocked down off the faceoff, and the puck comes out front. David Backes couldn't get it to the goal. That'll be an aim of the U.S. team to get these big forwards in on Duncan Keith. Bergeron to Crosby. Can't dance Kevin Shattenkirk, so he stops. Feeds Shea Weber. Takes the shot from the outside, blocked by Ryan Callahan. Weber knocked down, but he kept the puck into the front of the net. Quick shot by Sharp, and Quick is Sharp as well. And he makes the save and hangs on. Scoreless in the early going. The men's semifinal from Sochi. Seven-6 are the shots for the USA over Canada. Say the coaching staff with so much experience to put a game plan together. They want to attack and get after it, but be patient.
Any sense of nerves down there, Glenn, or just energy? Both sides feeling pretty confident?
Totally professional would be the way I describe it. No wasting time post-whistle. It's whistle to whistle, driving the tempo up. Here's an example here. You finish with Crosby on the last shift, and you're double shifting them here now after the TV timeout.
Bergeron is strong side. That's a real advantage for this line, and a hand pass. Crosby can take all the left-handed faceoffs. Bergeron the right, and they're equally as good. Chris Kunitz, the left winger on this line. Gowdy and Vlasic back on defense. David Backes won the draw. Right to the front of the net. Bergeron stole the puck, and he just about put it in behind Jonathan Quick. Little malfunction for the U.S. at the side of the net. Flying in is Ryan Callahan. Checked by Vlasic. Puck popped up in the air. Was knocked to the blue line. Ryan McDonough shoots it right back, and Price on his knees had to be sharp again with Callahan trying to get to the front of the net.
Boy, a couple anxious moments at both ends. Off the draw, watch the job of Patrice Bergeron. Anticipates the loss, gets in there quickly. The poke back to the defenseman and the quick hands of Bergeron gave that an opportunity for Kunitz to get the one chance. Bergeron with a rebound, but Quick very sharp following that across.
Paul Stastny's line comes on to play against Sharp, who's taking the face-off here for Canada. Cam Fowler got the puck in behind the net. Jay Bouwmeester. Rick Nash on the fly. Patrick Sharp in against Shattenkirk. Backhander into the glove of Jonathan Quick. Haven't been able to see a track meet yet. These teams haven't gone end-to-end yet. Chances, and the goaltenders have frozen the puck every time they've had an opportunity.
Well, I can guarantee you the bodies are flying past Glenn Healy down there a lot quicker than they were about a couple hours ago. The pace of the neutral zone part of this game, the transition game, is lightning fast on both sides.
I apologize, Canada, if you had to watch that one. But it was all skates going backwards. The game today, it's the toes of the skates pointing up ice. Transition, speed, and attack.
Here come the Americans, 4-on-3. Patrick Kane stops, shoots, Price the save, and he reeled in the rebound and stops play again.
And that's really the key, isn't it? The fact that there's been that speed, there's been the chances, but both goaltenders have done an excellent job of not only making the save through a bunch of bodies, but like this play, tracking down the rebound and getting a whistle.
And I like Carey Price, the way he has looked through screens and around screens. He's a big guy. He can almost stand up and look over people. But
Taves won the face-off. Shea Weber trying to get the puck out. Patrick Kane got a hold of it. Zach Parise turn. Jeff Carter can't get the puck by Ryan Kessler. So Weber goes back the other way to Duncan Keith. Up to Jeff Carter. Tipped the puck into the middle so Taves can get through the neutral zone. Weber's with him, headed for the net. Taves shoots up high. Stopped by Jonathan Quick. Rebounds corralled by Brooks Orpik and swatted out to center, and Kane would have had a breakaway. That's a turnaround slap at it by Zach Parise, but the puck was bouncing and Kane couldn't settle it down. Back up the middle. Taves tipped the puck, couldn't get it to Jeff Carter. He's up against Ryan Suter, who calmly moved it to center. Van Riemsdyk, Joe Pavelski. Kessel's on his offside. Tried to tack one in, can't do it. Jamie Benn gets the puck out to center. Canada's changing again quickly. The indefatigable Ryan Suter. He could play more than half this game, and he'll play the puck back to Ryan McDonough. Usually plays the left side, with Dan Girardi playing the right side here with Suter in the Olympics. Out to center. Phil Kessel with speed, lays back, and boy, there's a late whistle on an offside as we near the midway mark of the first period with the shots 9-9.
Just one move too many for Kessel there, and you can see another chance to get the puck to the net. Weber jumps up on the play, but look at the box out by the Americans. Orpik keeps Taves to the outside. Weber gets boxed out in front, and there's just nowhere to shoot on Jonathan Quick.
Getzlaf got the puck back. Canada has possession. Marc-Edouard Vlasic to Trude Doughty. Perry tipped the puck in. He tipped it too high. It's into the netting.
real good play by Canada there. You watch as they try to knife their way through the neutral zone. You basically have a bunch of players all sitting back with the U.S. You know they can't give Canada any odd man rushes or easy entries to the zone. Two good passes. The pass by Getzlaf just a little too hot.
Dan Bylsma used his last change to get the Backes line out against Crosby. Bergeron to Chris Kunitz. Chased by John Carlson in deep. Crosby behind the net, already looking out front. There's the pass. And Kunitz had his stick lifted. The puck came all the way down the ice. Bouwmeester under pressure from Ryan Callahan, who got there in a hurry. Dustin Brown working on Pietrangelo. Back in support. Crosby gave the puck away. David Backes. Ryan Callahan back out front. Puck bounced off a stick. Kunitz poked it by Carlson. Orpik's the only man back now. Kunitz hits the trailer. Bergeron shoots, and that's blocked by Brooks Orpik. Didn't get to Jonathan Quick. Backes to Dustin Brown. The LA captain put the puck off a leg, and it's outside the line. The U.S. has to retreat. Suter just out of the reach of Jeff Carter. Dustin Brown, flat-footed at center. Patrick Kane just off the bench. Plays the puck back to Justin Falk. And the U.S. will complete a line change. Taves, Marleau, and Carter out for Canada. Falk. Suter. Kane tipped the puck to the boards. Here's Zach Parise, takes a shot. Carey Price steers it aside. Kane was headed for the front of the net. The Canadians quickly clear. Marleau. Carter straight up the middle. Marleau's following. The puck is loose at the side of the net. And there's going to be a penalty on the play as Carter barged between the defense. And he's drawn a slashing call. First power play of the game goes to Canada. Ryan Suter's headed to the box. If Canada has come to a stop, it has here in Sochi too, for one of the biggest games that you'll see at the Mountain Broadcast Center. That line down the middle of the floor is the 49th parallel at the Broadcast Center, Canada and the U.S.
Well, they've seen action. There's the penalty. It's a holding of the stick of Carter. You can see battling for the loose puck. A little bit of bad puck luck for the Canadians there. Had that gone trailing through, the Team Canada brass watching on as their team gets the first power play.
Top penalty killer, best defenseman in the penalty box. Canada's 2 for 8 in the Olympics on the power play. Ryan Kessler, excellent penalty killer and face-off man, won the draw, and the U.S. clears the puck. Kessler and T.J. Oshie, along with Orpik and Ryan McDonough, killing the penalty. Ryan Getzlaf on the power play. Shea Weber leads it in over the blue line. He and Coot Doughty are the point men. And Canada gets possession as Oshie goes down. Getzlaf on the other side. No shot for Weber. Quickly thrown back off a leg. And Doughty has to go back and regroup. Jonathan Taves, Corey Perry, Ryan Getzlaf up front. Passes behind Ryan Getzlaf. Gets control, threw it into the middle, and there's Joe Pavelski to take that gift and shoot it down the ice.
That was because of the pressure of Orpik there. He did a great job of pressuring along the boards and getting support from his top forward. If one man's going to go, everybody goes on an aggressive play.
Here's Doughty, what a pass. Here's Sidney Crosby, backhander, that came off the goaltender. Rebound, Carter put it right on quick. Crosby went down heavily behind the net, picks himself up and gets back in the play. Jeff Carter to Duncan Keith. Crosby's all right. He's staying on the ice. He's with Kunitz and Carter. Patrick Sharp out to play the point in the second power play unit. Duncan Keith on the left side. David Backes picked up the puck. Cam Fowler in a little trouble. The Canadians got the puck away from him. Duncan Keith quickly into Kunitz. Sharp's in front of the net. Crosby has the puck to Patrick Sharp. Quick shot blocked. Backes gave it away. Sharp's able to hold it in. Crosby with Carter screening. Back to Sharp. Fires a shot. And Quick made the save. Pavelski onto the rebounder. Zach Parise make that. And the Americans, John Carlson sends the puck down the ice, and that'll just about do it in the first power play of the game. Suter stands, and he's set to come back on. Doughty with one last power play rush. Patrice Bergeron drives wide, slips a hip check, threw the puck in front. Too many U.S. sticks there. They poke it away, but Nash holds it in. They're back to 5-on-5. After the puck is Brooks Orpik. Doughty pinches down against him. Marleau fills in behind him. Pavelski, Phil Kessel, Getzlaf got to him. Couldn't quite keep the puck inside the line, but he took it away. Canada stops to change. Weber, Jamie Benn got by one man, went down. Corey Perry drew the puck in over the blue line, but it put himself offside.
Well, you see how you can take advantage of inexperienced defense for the United States. Fowler and Carlson are killing the second part of this penalty, and Crosby makes it look easy. Goes in hard to the boards, but that's a good scoring chance created by inexperience of the Americans. Even the penalty was inexperience of the Americans. It was Carlson who got caught with a bad gap, and the penalty had to be taken by Suter. So we need to see more of that from Canada with the right people on the ice.
What that defense can do is move the puck, and there was a pass by Shattenkirk that put Patrick Kane in. He's with Kessler and Parisi.
There's another set play, too. Kane took off right after that win up the ice.
Perry had the puck deflect off him, straight up in the air. Getzlaf is following. Late in the period, puck's always bouncing on this ice. Getzlaf back to Perry. Ben fighting for space. The wrap around, and they whack away at it and can't get it by Jonathan Quick. Opportunity missed. Cam Fowler stops. He's under pressure. Turned the puck over. Perry can't get control of it. Shot off the glass, just about over the glass. Here's Alex Pietrangelo stepping up. Quick stops it behind the net. Bergeron arrived first. Fowler got his stick on it. Pass to the blue line. Shea Weber fires his shot off the glass. What a blur his shot is.
That was from a standstill, too. That's not walking into a one-timer. That's a quick backswing and an unreal power in the release.
Sidney Crosby to center. Bergeron gives him the puck back. Straight up the middle. Kunitz tried to feed. Bergeron had it blocked. Crosby side of the net. Weber with a shot. That didn't get through. Sidney Crosby again. His pass to Duncan Keith was tipped. He has to chase it. Keeps it in for Canada, only for a moment. Backus got it to center. And Dustin Brown tipped the puck onto the Canadian bench. Another close call for Canada. Still a scoreless game at the Olympic Winter Games in Sochi, the semifinal. Okay. Canada driving to the net. Corey Perry had a wraparound attempt that came close. They're getting pucks to the net.
Well, a nice follow by Jonathan Quick. He doesn't give anything on the short side. A chance on the far side. Crosby trying to get that one off his body onto his stick and just barely missed, and Weber not able to find the puck through either.
Some bad luck there. You were pointing out that had Jamie Benn been a right-hander, there was a tap-in on that wraparound.
If that was Getzlaf in the slot there, yeah, he's got an easy shot.
I think for Canada, too, keep this pace up. I mean, they've taken the momentum of the game over. Not for some luck. This would be a different score. So continue wave after wave to play in the Americans' end.
DJ Oshie to Paul Stastny. Chased by Vlasic into the corner. Goes back the other way, the reverse to Drew Doughty. Chasing Oshie. Duchesne in support of his defense. Couldn't get the puck out. They'll try the other side again. Stastny got there. The puck squirted to the middle of the ice. And easily taken away by Matt Duchesne. Great skater. So is Max Pacioretty, who's chasing him. And he gets the puck in deep. John Carlson of the Washington Capitals, former London Knight, is back. Brooks Orpik moves the puck ahead, intercepted at center ice. Jonathan Toews, Jeff Carter, his shot hit a skate and comes to James Van Riemsdyk. He and Phil Kessel 2-on-2. Pavelski's fighting to get into the play, and he's drawn a penalty. Patrick Marleau trying to stay with the trailer Pavelski and keep him from getting a chance, has taken a penalty. The U.S. gets its first power play.
Well, one of the things that pace does on both sides is some anxious moments if you lose body position. It's so difficult. We saw in the rush going the other way, Pacioretty had good speed, was able to go stride for stride with Duchesne, but just the left hand right there of Marleau got in on the right arm of Pavelski and draws the Canadians' first penalty.
You got
3 for 12, the Americans on the power play.
You got to be smart. You know, you get numbers back. It's okay to let Pavelski go.
Patrick Kane out on the power play. Zach Parise and Ryan Kessler set line. Joe Pavelski plays the left point. And Kevin Shattenkirk the right. Pavelski has a power play goal jumping in off that left point position.
Well, and that was spoken like a goaltender standing back in his crease. It's a different thing when you're caught and you're trying to get into the play.
Here's a centering pass. Parise's after the puck. Went off the stick of Nash and hopped up in the air. And Rick Nash and Jonathan Toews clear the puck, and all 4 penalty killers change up. Carter comes on. Ryan Getzlaf, along with Shea Weber and Duncan Keith. U.S. with a little drop back. Carter read that and forces Kane to make a pass. Return pass for Kane, skipped on him. And the power play has iced the puck.
Guys, don't you feel now that both coaches have had time to really get their strategy. The penalty killing is a lot tighter. There's a little bit of a different adjustment because you know your opponent's a lot better than we did a week ago when this thing started.
U.S. gets the puck. They need a change here, so they'll kill some valuable seconds on the power play to get the change they want. David Backes has come on. Phil Kessel, James Van Riemsdyk with him. Cam Fowler's back at the left point now. Ryan Suter on the right, but the Canadians have the puck. Patrice Bergeron with a long shot, and he'll force Jonathan Quick to hang on for another face-off in the attacking zone for Canada shorthanded.
What a luxury Canada has, though. You looked at that last little sequence. They've got Weber and Keith killing a penalty. If you could pick two defensemen in the league to kill a penalty, they might be the two you pick.
Now they go to Vlasic and Doughty. That's not too bad either. Cam Fowler left the puck for Ryan Suter. He'll lead it to center. Kessel drops in behind him. The pass instead comes to Fowler. Backes. Van Riemsdyk goes to the net. Kessel out-muscled by Rick Nash, and the puck is sent down the ice.
There's another example of just the confidence in your read. They know how they're killing this penalty. Nash sensed an opportunity to attack, and he got followed up by his partner.
Suter with the shoot-in. 15 seconds to go in the penalty kill for Canada. Vlasic up the boards and all the way down the ice. And the U.S. hasn't been able to get set up at all. Bergeron comes back on with Sidney Crosby on the penalty kill. Phil Kessel winds to center. Sent Callahan in on the right side. Penalty's over. Marlowe's back on, and he's got the puck. 5-on-5 to center. Bergeron with a shoot-in. First one on it is Crosby. Pietrangelo pinches against Dustin Brown and holds the puck in for Sid. Quick centering pass picked off by Paul Stastny. And he sends Dustin Brown away to center. Ryan Callahan up on the play is John Carlson, and the pass was just out of his reach as the defenseman came into the play. Sidney Crosby left the puck behind, but he got it to Kunitz. Up comes Pietrangelo. Chris Kunitz shoots, missed the net up high. Great chance for Regina's Chris Kunitz. Dustin Brown under pressure. Turns the puck back to Ryan Suter and heads off for a change. Ryan Kessler ahead of the play. Up comes Patrick Kane. 4 Canadians back across the line. Puck bounced on Ryan Kessler. The Canadians get it outside the line. Kane. In comes Ryan McDonough. Forced to the boards by Duncan Keith. Last minute of the first period and a scoreless tie. To the blue line, Ryan Kessler. Puck got away from him off his skate. Shea Weber. Tipped out to center. What a play by Nash. Matt Duchene drives the defense back. Gets the shot. Quick made the save. In for Patrick Sharp behind the net. His centering pass. All the Americans are back. Zach Parise gets the puck. Fronted at center by Corey Perry. Followed by Patrick Kane, who moves in with a shot. Price kicked that aside. He hasn't been very busy in the last 10 minutes of this period. Cam Fowler pinches down the boards against Ryan Getzlaf. Zach Parise. On the other side, Kevin Shattenkirk held the puck in, but the U.S. is changing. Nobody into forecheck. Getzlaf to center for Corey Perry. Puck got by him. Fowler is back. He's under pressure up the boards. Drew Doughty is in deep, and he fanned on a centering pass. And the period comes to an end just as James Van Riemsdyk and Joe Pavelski were going to take off on a 2-on-1. Great period of hockey and more to come in the men's semifinal from Sochi.
Coach's Corner with Don Cherry is brought to you by Budweiser Red Lights. Let the goals begin.
We're back at Bolshoi. Too cute.
Gotta go. Got 4 minutes. We got important stuff after. All right. Gotta shoot the puck. Look at this here. Passes it off. Or you nuts? Crash. Bird. Watch this guy could have shot. No. Passes it over. I know we got 16 shots. We should have had 100. Blast. That's what I love. Crash and bang. Keith, what is he doing? Come on. Smarten up. He misses Seabrook. Watch the guy rocking around him. Don't have to put me on. All right, walking right. Were you kidding that National Hockey League? That's kind of what Pacioretty does the same thing. Come on, smarten up. Let's get going. All right, I watched the Sweden-Finland game this
afternoon. Before that,
what?
One thing that also ties in with Ted Nolan did a great job covering the points, and Phil Kessel.
We're going to do the points. All right, now watch Kessel here. He's on the point here. He's out a little. Watch this. He picks it up, and away he goes. Beautiful. I got to hurry now, and I think Pavel. Yeah, you're not kidding. He wants to beat us. That's for sure. Pavelski gets a nice goal. Hurry up.
Keep it going.
It don't matter. I don't have much time. Now what?
Well, the Finns missed the net. Cost them dearly in the last minute.
All right, now watch this here. 1:38. I watched the game this afternoon. Now, kids, it's very important and coaches to put it on the net because the side. Watch. No, come back to me. I got to hurry here now. Listen to me. Women's team, they got the face-off inside. They won the game. Teddy Nolan always has Latvia and Buffalo and good coaches of the year always put it on the net because if you don't, see what happened to Finland went in here, right here, back at it was in the corner. Well, watch this here. Watch Latvia. Perfect. Very important. You say, oh, this is nothing. That's how Canada won it. He got the face-off in there. All right.
You and the Golden Girls this morning. Nice.
Yeah, I was there this morning. I spent a lot of time down here. I got to hurry. I do a lot of things in 4 minutes. But anyhow, here's the Golden Girls. That's me this morning. That's the Dr. Kim there and Shannon Zabada and Haley. Of course, Haley. This is going to be our last Olympics, and we're going to show later. There's Dr. Kim. We're going to show her and Noah later. You're going to show it later.
No, we're going to show it now.
Are we? All right, good. And there's a hero, as far as I'm concerned, Shannon Zabados, right there. And this is her last Olympics. She has been great for Canada. God love her. And here she is right now with Noah. And then we got him later, Lacer. And here he is now. Isn't that something? I thought we'd just get all that in. I told her we'd do it. She's down there. What? Thank you, Haley, for everything you have done.
All right, I have a beautiful magazine here, Don. You're on the cover making your predictions for the gold medal game. It's Perry Lefko, great writer at Woodbine, but he wrote this story on you. One of the questions was, is it all or nothing for the Canadian hockey teams? We have to win. In other sports, silver's good, but with us, silver means we lost. There's no second with us at the Olympics. It's gold or nothing. I know we're going to be on the big ice surface, and we have European referees who will be good to the last drop, I think it says, and Canadian spirit always comes through. I'm saying we're going to win it for sure, and it'll be Sweden and us in the finals.
Which
so
it is.
Canada, Sweden, it looks like it. Well, I don't know if it looks like it for sure. Sweden's in. And then about the women's hockey, went on to say it's going to be a tough one because the United States has really come on, but everybody in the world can't believe how the Canadians dig down somehow, one way or another, win the game. Women killed off 8 penalties at Salt Lake City, and they won against the United States 2010 Olympic final. They can do that. They can win it again. We're taking home 2 gold medals here. So you're 1 for 1. And
yeah,
looks like
and we're going to win today. And, you know, you got to do that stuff here. Being good-looking and charming personality, you got to know what you're talking about.
And you certainly do. Back to the IBC on CBC and more of our coverage of the 22nd Olympic Winter Games. Coming up next.
Take a look at this. Talk about inspiration. The gold medal women's hockey team posts a note in the Canadian men's locker room today. And here's what it says. It's a handwritten job, as always, true Canadian style. Tonight is yours. Own the moment. We are proof that every minute matters. The podium is reserved for the brave. Earn every inch. Dictate the pace. Go get them. That's from Haley Wickenheiser, Shannon Sabados, and Brianne Jenner of the Canadian women's gold medal team. Everybody's watching hockey across the country tonight in Toronto, in Windsor, and in Sochi, Russia, at the Mountain Broadcast Center, as well as at the Bolshoi Ice Dome. Canada, the United States, deadlocked 0-0. When we come back, Ron McLean and the hockey crew, as this age-old rivalry played out on Russian ice. Back in a moment.
From the Bolshoi, the big rink on the Black Sea, it's a scoreless semifinal between Canada and the United States. Canadians held an advantage in shots on goal, 16-11, and in the back half of that period, they had the better chances to score, but both teams had them, Glenn.
Yeah, cool, hot, yours. That's the motto for these Olympics, and might be cool outside, but hot inside with both goaltenders. 16 saves for Jonathan Quick, Probably better scoring chances for Canada than U.S. Who's going to blink first?
We had the scoring chances at 8-4 Canada in the first period. Long change, second period underway. Here's a chance for a 2-on-1. Joe Pavelski with Phil Kessel. The puck didn't get through. Good back pressure and a good play in between those two U.S. speedsters. Ryan McDonough breaks up a play in the neutral zone. Duncan Keith is back. Shea Weber on the other side. Taves, Marleau, and Carter move in. Carter with a quick shot. The save by Quick. And there was a rebound there. Patrick Marleau back to the blue line. Weber with a shot. Ricochets and heads for the corner. Jeff Carter's after it. Got a hit in on Phil Kessel. He gets the puck up the boards. No room to take off, though. Puck's knocked out of the air by Pavelski. And the high stick will stop play.
Well, you get a great example of just how dangerous both these teams are. The transition game we've talked at great length about. That time Shea Weber goes in deep, gets caught, and you got a 2-on-1 back the other way by the Americans. But the value of your partner bailing you out, as Duncan Keith does a nice job of taking it away.
Sidney Crosby won the faceoff. That's his first faceoff win of the game, 0 for 3 in the first period. Bergeron took more faceoffs on this line than Crosby. A deflection by Crosby. Marc-Edouard Vlasic has Crosby offside, but he tags up and then he'll go in after David Backes. Up the boards, Brown got the puck to center. Ryan Callahan turned it over, and back comes Crosby, but he missed that pass from Drew Doughty. Bergeron slipped and fell, and the U.S. has iced the puck. A tentative start to the second period.
This is one of those games where you just feel like either the first good break or lucky bounce might be the difference maker. Not a lot of difference between these two teams in the battles that they've gotten into here early in this game.
This line's been good for Canada. Jamie Benn won the draw. Jay Bouwmeester, Corey Perry with Getzlaf in front. Ryan Getzlaf gets the puck, turns, looking for someone, finds Ben, kicks it back. Bouwmeester, score! A deflection, hard pass by Bouwmeester. And the Canadians have a 1-0 lead. There's the reaction around the country as Canada gets the game's first goal on a heads-up play by Jay Bouwmeester to Jamie Benn.
Bouwmeester with his head up the entire way, but it was Ben who started the play. A no-look backhand pass to a wide-open Bouwmeester in the crowd there, gives some time, and the entire time Bouwmeester had his head up, didn't want it to get blocked, and that is a difficult deflection to make as a left-hander coming across. Great redirection by Ben for the first break of the game.
And great read for the goaltender, Quick. He's a guy who plays at the top of his crease, and when you make those redirects, those east-west type saves, it's very difficult for him to get across. And we just finished watching a couple goaltenders for Finland and Sweden that played on the goal line, not so much for the American Quick. This is how you can beat him. The Quick redirect, see how aggressive he is, and you have no chance of getting to it.
It's a great deception by Bouwmeester, though. Looked like he was going to shoot it, made that hard pass. Jamie Benn of Victoria has his second Olympic goal, and Canada has the lead. Bouwmeester threw the puck at the net. Quick had a little trouble with it. They're digging it loose, and now he's smothered it.
Guys, that's the makeup of that line that Mike Babcock likes so much, though. You got a battle down low that started with Perry chipping it to Getzlaf. Getzlaf wins the battle, gets it to Ben, Ben back, and then on the play, it was Perry in front of the net again. And here's a play at the side of the net that you can see Quick trying to get his stick out of the way so he can grab it with his blocker. Lots of pucks and lots of bodies going to the American net.
Here you get a shift with Suter and McDonough on against the fourth line for Canada, which is advantage Canada because Crosby will be coming on next.
Oshie fanned as he tried to take a shot. Back at center, Rick Nash got turned around, and he'll go after Ryan Suter. Oshie has to chase the puck. It's out of his reach. Duncan Keith to Shea Weber. Ryan Getzlaf awarded the second assist on the goal by Jamie Benn. In comes Matt Duchene. Suter has to be quick. Pacioretty missed the puck, and this group will have to stay. No, it's waved off. No icing on the play.
That was a read as Doughty came on and didn't go after the puck. He took a different route.
Here's Drew Doughty, takes a shot that's blocked. A bouncing puck in front. Bergeron's after it. So is Crosby. And the U.S. gets the puck. Kessel blazes down the right side, snaps a shot. Carey Price looks down, makes sure there's no leaks. He's got the puck.
What a great play by Kessel. Instead of trying to receive a bouncing puck, he just let it go off the boards and kept his legs moving to get down and got a good active shot. The assist will be added to, as you said, I thought it should have been Getzlaf as well. He made the play out of the corner to get it to Ben, so I'm sure they'll add that to the score sheet.
There are 9 Canadian forwards who haven't scored a goal. Jamie Benn has 2. Canada has a 1-0 lead. Patrick Kane. Zach Parise. Checked by Jamie Benn. Getzlaf gets the puck out to center. Puts Orpik backing up. John Carlson. Benn on a pass. Kane comes back. Now Parise moves in. Kane goes to the net. Now he has to chase the puck. He got a stick in the face, and Canada will be penalized. And they'll check Patrick Kane to see if he's hurt. And Alex Pietrangelo will get Canada's second penalty. Well, maybe it's Getzlaf who's going to go. Getzlaf instead of Pietrangelo. A high sticking penalty that puts the U.S. on the power play.
Well, lots of discussion anyways. And earlier, Perry knocked his man down. There was just a whiff of a stick. You could hear the laugh of Getzlaf. He just watched it on replay, and he doesn't like it.
Well, he didn't touch him.
Yeah.
And that's a bad call.
They didn't call the one in the neutral zone, though, before.
Here's Fowler with a shot that's blocked. Good block by Jonathan Tage. Suter takes the blast. Carey Price has got it, and he smothers the puck. And that's the best look that the U.S. has had at a power play. Their first one in the first period wasn't very good at all.
No, and that's where, as a referee, you see the head snap back, and you want to trust the player. You want to trust Kane to say that I've been hit with a stick, but it affects the integrity of the game. Yeah, he draws a penalty, but he feigns the call.
Backus wins the draw cleanly. He's been good in this game at the face-off circle. Ryan Suter dishes off. Phil Kessel. Fowler's open on the right side. Van Riemsdyk in the slot. Backus, the net presence for the United States. Kessel chased by Jamie Benn. Quick pass out front. Rejected by the Canadians. And Pietrangelo fanned on his backhand. Didn't get anything on it. So the puck didn't get out. On the other side, Bouwmeester trying to be quick to the puck. Check Phil Kessel. Pietrangelo comes in with a hit on David Backus. Van Riemsdyk with the puck. Fowler couldn't handle it at the right point.
Look at the coordinated pressure by the penalty killing of the Canadians. And it started with pressure on Kessel, not allowing him time and space to get that set up and that shot off the wing.
Kessel and Parise playing on the outside here. And Patrick Marleau stole the puck from Phil Kessel and sends it down the ice, and the Americans change up. So do the Canadians on the penalty kill. Marleau's on Jeff Carter, Drew Doughty, Mark-Edward Vlasic, Ryan Suter to Ryan Kessler. Pavelski drives the middle. Suter comes up late, sets up Patrick Kane, passes off. Here's Parise to Kane. Ryan Suter. Patrick Kane forced to turn by Jeff Carter, watched by Vlasic. Pavelski on the other side trying to get open on the backdoor play. There's the pass to him. Parise goes to the front of the net. Suter. Pavelski. Across the ice, Patrick Kane, slap pass, great save by Carey Price on the tip in front. Here's Patrick Kane again, Parise at the side of the net. Kessler is now backing off to that quiet area high in the slot. Back to the blue line, Suter to Kane, he shoots, that's blocked by Vlasic. Carter gets that after the block and sends the puck down the ice. And the Canadians change up their penalty killers, and Getzlaf comes back on. The U.S. power play is 0 for 2. Quickly back into the attacking zone. Ryan Callahan gets the puck deep. Dustin Brown is there. Callahan digs the puck loose. Couldn't get it to Backus. Patrick Sharp to center. Kevin Shattenkirk shoots the puck back in for the USA. Weber didn't go after it. Backus got the puck and was able to keep it in. Duncan Keith up the boards. Into the middle. Kunitz got the puck to Patrick Sharp. Crosby's rhythm streaking down the right side. Kunitz comes up late. The shot to the net. The rebound. Bouncing puck out in front. Just out of Crosby's reach. There's a pass by Keith that was blocked by a sprawling Ryan McDonough. Crosby gets the puck back. Centering pass. Another good play by McDonough to tip the puck down the ice.
Duncan Keith and Crosby just barely missing each other twice. A backhand no-look by Keith got knocked away. And then a return pass by Crosby, the same thing.
Here's Ryan Getzlaf. Ben goes to the net. Coming up late. Keith, one-timer just wide. Jay Bouwmeester. Ben let the puck go. Corey Perry's onto it. Cycles back for Getzlaf. Ben in front. The pass didn't get to him. Sprawling to make the play is Ryan McDonough again. What a great shift for the New York Ranger defenseman who now gets off the ice. Bouwmeester to Getzlaf. Dumps the puck in. The goal scorer, Jamie Benn, in after it. Takes the man Shattenkirk down. Got the puck to Getzlaf. Perry's in front of the net. Pass back to Ben. Slips it out front. Knocked away. Getzlaf again. Bouwmeester will pinch against TJ Oshie. Gets there. Keeps the puck in. Perry out of the corner. Lost it in his feet. And Shattenkirk gets the puck to center. Alex Pietrangelo from King City, Ontario, shoots the puck back here. John Carlson. Long pass was tipped in the air, knocked out of the air in front of James Van Riemsdyk. Carlson up the middle, let the puck go to Phil Kessel. His pass for Van Riemsdyk missed. Marc-Edouard Vlasic turns quickly to center, dumps the puck in. He'll go after it himself and lead the charge. Quicks out to play it. Patrick Sharp into the corner, knocked the puck loose. There's McDonough, quick rest, and he's back on again. Phil Kessel gets the puck out of his own zone. Vlasic is back. Drew Doughty to Sharp, tip in and change. McDonough turned away from Matt Duchesne. The pass to center. Drop pass to Ryan Kessler. He shoots and just missed the net. Bergeron is back in his own zone. Canadians get a chance to get out. Duncan Keith lugs the puck. Feeds Chris Kunitz. Crosby drives through the middle. Puck is bouncing. Kunitz makes it settle down. Crosby's right there. Couldn't get a hold of the puck, but Kunitz gets it back. Got Bergeron behind him. He draws Brooks Orpik with him. Cycles back for Crosby, who bumped with Parise. Now Backus, rink wide. Kane trying to get away, but Duncan Keith is there. The puck was too far in front of Kane. Ryan Suter. Brooks Orpik, rink wide. David Backus advances the puck to Patrick Kane. Parise's going to the net. Backus as well. Kane hits Suter. He shoots. Price makes the save, and the rebound is cleared quickly by Jonathan Taves. Shattenkirk back to the puck. Icing is waved off. Carter has a look from in front of the net. Stretch pass to Patrick Kane. Got Paul Stastny headed for the net. Max Pacioretty in front. The pass, and another save by Carey Price on a short shot by Pacioretty. Here comes Jeff Carter. Marlowe goes to the net. There's the pass, and got by everybody. Pietrangelo, Carter can't handle the puck. Stastny's trying to clear it. Jonathan Taves read that perfectly and stopped the puck on the boards. To the blue line, Jamie Benn just stepped off the bench. Gets away from TJ Oshie. Back to the blue line. Pietrangelo shoots, blocked. Pietrangelo again forced to his backhand. Shoots up high off the glass. This line for Canada's been a load. Pietrangelo takes a shot. Look how low Quick gets. Trying to see through legs. TJ Oshie. Chased at center by Ryan Getzlaf. Forced to leave the puck there. And the United States changed nearing the midway mark of the second period. Canada leading 1-0 on a tip-in goal by Jamie Benn. Kevin Shattenkirk. John Carlson. Watched by Corey Perry. Perry gets back. Pietrangelo makes a nice play to get the puck away from Phil Kessel. His partner Jay Bouwmeester moves the puck to Jamie Benn. This is late in his shift, and Pietrangelo dumps the puck in. Canadians need a change. Getzlaf will hold the puck in. Benn goes off. Perry stays on. On comes Kunitz. Phil Kessel to center. Backing up the defense. Drew Doughty stayed with him, forced him to pass, and it's intercepted by Chris Kunitz on the back check. Here's Doughty. Jumps up with Crosby. Takes the shot. Missed the net. Pouncing on the puck. Shattenkirk moved it to center. Pavelski just gave it away, trying to shoot it in, and the Canadians come back again. Chris Kunitz drives wide on Pavelski. Vlasic goes to the front of the net, a weak backhander on a bouncing puck. Crosby threw the puck back to the point. Patrick Sharp coming off the bench. Off the end boards, Ryan McDonough is there for the United States. McDonough leads the rush to center. Slipped by Doughty, but not with the puck. Duncan Keith up the middle. Matt Duchesne's turn to lead the attack. Sharp falls in behind him. Puck bounced on him, and he has to turn and dump it in himself. And the puck is over the glass and out of play. Throughout North America, everyone's watching. The Canadians have scored. Jamie Benn has the goal. Second period, Canada leads 1-0 over the United States. Great pace, great action at the Bolshoi with Canada leading 1-0.
And a great penalty kill by Team Canada. Look at how aggressive they are. All in units of 4. Pressure one guy, pressure the next guy, and they have the guys to do it. This shot here, if it hits the net, it is a goal. I'm right behind that shot. There's no chance for Quick to see it. And the entire Team Canada bench stood up and as if to say, how did that miss? Put it to a part of the net, and it's 2-0 Canada.
Puck is really starting to bounce again.
Yeah, the ice is bad as it's been. Another second game late in the day.
So halfway through the period, it really gets bouncy.
What a difference in execution on both these teams, though, now, as you're into the 5th game of the tournament for both.
Patrick Kane for the United States with Kessler and Parisi. Got around Patrick Sharp, his Chicago teammate. Dumped the puck in. Shea Weber is back. Had support. Poked the puck to Duncan Keith. Didn't get it out. Patrick Kane kept it in. Parisi has Kessler going to the net. Keith recovers. Put the puck up the boards. It took a U.S. bounce, and Kane has the puck again. Shattenkirk with him at the blue line decided not to go down the boards and take the pass, and the Canadians get it back. Keith this time gets out. Sharp to Rick Nash down the right side. Duchesne to the net. There's the shot into the corner. And on a change, the puck comes all the way back to center. Bouwmeester had to be quick to get to the puck. And to Patrick Marleau. On the forecheck, Jonathan Toews. Chasing Cam Fowler. Fowler to center. Got the puck through to Stastny, but Jeff Carter took it away. Bouwmeester. To Marleau at center. A tip for Jonathan Toews. Broken up by Fowler. Shattenkirk turns and feeds Pavelski. On the other side, Fowler steps up on the play, fires a shot. Bouwmeester, his partner Pietrangelo, tipped the puck out of play.
Well, the Canadians have been able to keep the play in the neutral zone, keep the pace of the game up, and not get hemmed into their own zone. You look at this period so far, there's been plenty of back and forth, but much like you just saw there, one chance by the Americans, a tip and out, and another face-off. They have not had any sustained pressure in this game at all.
Backus line against Crosby's again, and the puck was kicked. So play is stopped. You can't use your feet on a face-off.
What I've seen from Team Canada, it's move the puck right away to your forwards. Don't spend any time going D to D and kind of waiting for the trap to get set up. It is right up to the skilled guys up front. And down the wall, pinch every chance you can. Keep the United States hemmed in their end.
Right off the draw, McDonough's shot hit a crowd in front of the net, as there always seems to be a crowd there. And McDonough's back for the puck. But through the neutral zone in this game for both teams has been a track meet, hasn't it? There's an intercepted pass by Bergeron. Crosby tried to play the puck back. Chris Kunitz gets it. Marc-Edouard Vlasic on the other side to Drew Doughty. His quick pass is behind Kunitz. He has to take it off the boards, shoots it in, and the Canadians start a change as Kunitz is the only forechecker. Ryan Suter to Max Pacioretty, tipped the puck in. Doughty's back, hard around on the boards. The U.S. changing, so Perry has an easy out to Jamie Benn. Got by Carlson is after the puck. Orpik comes in for the big hit. Getzlaff takes the pass. He's battling with Ryan Kessler. Zach Parise to center. And Patrick Kane will chase his Chicago teammate Duncan Keith. Up the boards. Parise just about snatched that away. Kessler keeps it in. Keith on his offside. Up the boards, and Ben is out. 2-on-2. Weber senses that, and he comes up. Joins the rush. Ryan Getzlaf, Duncan Keith wanted the puck. Getzlaf puts it at the net. Ben was knocked down and the puck hit him and went to the end boards. He's going to change. Corey Perry has the puck. Ben stays, shoots, and he's stopped by Jonathan Quick. He was going to change, and he saw Perry get the puck and put himself in a shooting position. Close call, still 1-0 Canada over the U.S. Canadian management team managing a few smiles and looking very casual, but can't imagine what's going on the inside. And the U.S. Brain Trust, David Poyle, unable to be here, watching on television. Tony Granato, assistant coach, Ray Shero, Brian Burke.
Well, the game has been as advertised, don't you think, guys? Not too much of a difference between the two. Highly structured game, great pace, good physical play, great goaltending at both ends.
Just high-quality hockey.
And what Canada has to try to do, which is something they haven't been able to do in this tournament, is get the second goal. And a 2-0 lead, you basically can shut it down and it's over. 1-0, the United States is still hanging around. They're one shot away.
And here's a guy who can tie it with one shot. Phil Kessel out with Pavelski and Van Riemsdyk. Ryan McDonough, Ian Suter as advertised, are playing a lot. Pavelski to center, cut off by Carter, forced to shoot the puck in. Bouwmeester is back, had a good look around before he got back there and had support. Jonathan Toews up the boards. Marleau couldn't get the puck. Phil Kessel tried a sneak attack with a sharp-angled shot. And Carey Price was equal to the task. There's Jeff Carter, straight up the middle. Pietrangelo shoots off Jonathan Quick. He made the save way out in front of the blue. Jeff Carter with Patrick Marleau. Ryan McDonough sets up. Sees his forwards are changing. So he's stationary.
So when Pietrangelo went to shoot that puck, he looked up and the puck just started rolling on him. It's such a difficult play with the ice conditions here to get a flat puck.
Here's Dustin Brown with a shot. Dipped and went wide. Ryan Callahan to Brown, who slipped and fell and took the referee out. Drew Doughty has the puck. Chris Kunitz. Crosby's ahead of him. Jumping up is Vlasic from behind. Bergeron dumped the puck in. Vlasic stays on the forecheck. Carlson cleared the puck away. Crosby with a shot. He gave it away, John Carlson, and Crosby stopped by Quick, and Kunitz gets a rough ride from Callahan in front of the net. And there's going to be a penalty on the play.
It's Kunitz going in at Quick, and the puck was there. If you watch the Canadian-American women's game, they're a very controversial slashing call that gave the Canadian team a real opportunity. Here, Crosby can't believe this one's not in the back of the net. Glenn, you must have had a great angle of that one from where you are.
Just all playing the percentages. Quick as the goaltender takes the bottom part of the net away, and he did just that. And we talked about it in the game Sweden versus Finland, you know, where when you shoot from certain spots on the ice, you almost have to shoot to a certain spot in the net. Brett Hull was famous for that. If that goes anywhere in the top part of the net, it's an easy goal.
A third power play for the United States. Jamie Benn on the penalty kill as Bergeron with him takes a shot that's blocked. Where they backed the defense right in on goal. That was slow taking place, but Jamie Benn had a great chance to get his second. Now Patrick Kane out of the power play with Pavelski, Parise, Kessler, and Shattenkirk. Stops to set up. Shattenkirk is at the right point. Pavelski sneaking in off the left point towards the front of the net. Kevin Shattenkirk. Pavelski had to wait for the puck. Shattenkirk walks the line, takes the shot. Price tracked it perfectly and made the save. Pavelski to Kane, checked by Bouwmeester. 3 Americans below the goal line. They get the puck back. Shattenkirk. Pavelski's shot is stopped, and Carey Price stops play.
That's another great example of coordinated pressure of the penalty kill. The puck's along the wall. Americans trying to get control of it, and the Canadians really attack hard. So you finally get the puck out to the point, but nobody's able to get back to the front of the net in time because of that pressure to the outside.
Now Backus, Kessel, and Van Riemsdyk up front. Cam Fowler and Ryan Suter on the back end of this power play. And they're forced back down the ice. Jeff Carter and Patrick Marleau talking to each other on the way up the ice to get set up here. Duncan Keith and Shea Weber are back. Here's Phil Kessel. Plays the puck back. Ryan Suter switches sides with Cam Fowler. Kessel on his offside. Looks towards the net, snaps a shot, hit his own man in front of the goal. David Backes to the blue line. Suter just able to hold the line. Backes, Van Riemsdyk's in front. Kessel roving around. Suter to Fowler. No one-timer. No shot for Suter here either. Fowler, Backes stationed in front of the net, right at the blue line. Here's Cam Fowler in for Van Riemsdyk. He'll relay for Kessel, but intercepted by Shea Weber. Clears the puck and heads off. Another good penalty kill with 20 seconds to go in it for Canada.
Forwards really aggressive. 6 feet shorter from goal line to blue line, and you can be more aggressive. And they were there, and it results in a turnover and a Weber clear.
Kunitz about to return. Kevin Shattenkirk quickly to center, dumps the puck in. Kunitz is back on. U.S. in the attacking zone, though. Max Pacioretty throws the puck at the net. Paul Stastny, one whack, two whacks, knocked it into the corner off of Carey Price, who stood his ground. Another chance in front. Paul Stastny stays in front of the net, and McDonough couldn't get in the puck. Patrick Sharp quickly out to center ahead for Kunitz. Racing for the net. Sidney Crosby the pass. Too late. Ryan McDonough broke it up. Patrick Sharp back at center on a change. Jonathan Taves is with him, his line mate from Chicago. Sharp is going to go off. Shattenkirk pestered by Taves, got the puck to center. Oshie got by Bouwmeester, but Carter was filling in perfectly. Back the other way. Jonathan Taves to Marleau. Shoots. What a save by Quick. Off and then off the inboards. Jeff Carter. Jonathan Taves to the blue line. D to D. Here's Bouwmeester. Shoots intentionally wide of the net. Ryan McDonough. Shattenkirk make that, is able to clear the puck. Alex Pietrangelo. Bouwmeester. Carter with a tip in.
Shattenkirk's dead tired here. It's got long change. This is an opportunity if they can hem in the Americans here. They got a tired pair.
They got a change, got a new line on. U.S. gets to center. Parise drops it back. Shattenkirk advances the puck, and now he's not going to be able to get off because he iced the puck in an attempt to get it down the ice, and he's the most tired of the group that's on the ice right now.
Now, how many times do you see that, guys? The guy who can't think properly, can't make the play, ends up icing the puck. There's the rebound that went right through 5-hole on Carey Price. Price reaching for the puck goes through and somehow didn't go off the heel and in, and this icing call forces the Americans to take a timeout. That might be a real costly play there, that Shattenkirk unable to make the play.
Well, you don't often see a player while the play is going on bent over with his stick on his knees. That's a pretty good indication you got a tired player. Shattenkirk was that tired player.
Late in the second period at 18:52, Dan Bilesma has to take his timeout. The Canadians have the Getzlaf line. It's probably been its best today on the ice for the faceoff. Ben will take the draw.
Probably one of the best changes Canada made was taking Duchesne off of that line and putting Ben on the line. They've been just an impossible group to contain down low along the walls. And
they're huge.
Defensively, they're monsters.
I thought Duchesne did a good job there, though, too. He looked pretty comfortable. I think that pairing is such a good one with Getzlaf and Perry.
Kessler won the draw. The Canadians, there they go again, working on the boards. Getzlaf got the puck. Ben takes a shot. A sliding block by Ryan Kessler that hurt him, but he made the block, and now he's got to get off the ice. He's trying to. Here comes Zach Parise. Drop pass to Patrick Kane, chased by Getzlaf to the front of the net. Ben got back defensively and knocked the puck away from Backes. An outlet by Ryan Getzlaf to center. Canada will change up. U.S. doing the same thing. Brooks Orpik. Off the boards to center. Kunitz stood up there, made sure Backes couldn't get away. And back come the Canadians. Patrice Bergeron shoots. Blocked by Orpik. After the puck is Kunitz. Couldn't get it. Sidney Crosby does, though, and keeps it in. Time running out in the second period. Bergeron forechecking. Backes against Crosby. Gets the puck out. Here's Ryan Callahan with Dustin Brown. 2-on-2 and a great back check by Bergeron. And he tracks the puck down and gets it. Sends Sid away. Running out of time. A shoot-in on Jonathan Quick. And the second period of a tight game comes to an end with Backes bumping Crosby. And they separate right at the horn. Jamie Benn's goal at 1:41 of the second period from Jay Bouwmeester. Canada has the lead to the third period, trying to move to the gold medal game.
Up to the Minute, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Back in Russia, when Mike Babcock was at McGill, arch rival was University of Alberta Golden Bears, led by Dan Bouwmeester. And Kelly, he taught his son well, Jay.
Didn't he? But you know what? Jamie Benn's going to make this play a lot easier for him. So on the goal, don't run it until I just sort of describe. What's going to happen on this play, what's really cool is he sets the target, Ben does. So he puts a stick on the ice at the angle he wants it. Now, what's important about that is because most players in this position want that pass on the backhand. Craig Simpson, former 50 goal scorer, said it's an easier pass to get on the backhand. Now you can roll it. Now just look at where he puts his stick. It's on his forehand, which is an awfully, this is the Ben chances later. We're going to get the goal here in a second.
But see what happens when you get so demanding?
Well, so anyways, you're going to see Ben now put his stick where he wants it. So Bouwmeester doesn't have to guess. 85% or more of the guys want that on the back end. So that's where you pass it. But Ben puts a perfect target. That is absolutely tremendous.
It is, a laser beam. Why don't we revisit that first one, Brian, and then the second one by Jamie Benn and Corey Perry, because really you can see what Eric was talking about, Lindros. They worked that spot right there, and even a little bit deeper in this one.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Corey spots Ben, so it's too good to resist. Here's another chance where it'll come out, and they'll get one off from that exact spot.
I think the teams are learning also to stay away from all the traffic right in front. You got to find those spots in the high slot.
Patty Kane.
He's starting to heat up. You know, he was pretty quiet in the first period, but this guy's dangerous, right? He seems to always lurk around, and in this second period, this is just an amazing play. Knock it out of the air. Okay, that's not very hard, is it? Okay, now I just get out of trouble. I find Suter. They get a good chance. And then this one is amazing how he walks around Bouwmeester. It looks as though Bouwmeester angles him perfectly into the boards, but he's able to dance around, and that guy you have to watch out for.
His partner will have a talk with him. Here's Alex Pietrangelo with Elliot Friedman. Elliot.
Alex, one of the most impressive things about the Canadian performance today is the penalty kill. Against that U.S. power play, what are you guys looking to take away first from them?
Well, they got a lot of skill up front. Certainly, you mix that with the bodies that they have and the skill, comes with that. We got to make sure we pressure them, don't let them set up, because once they do, they got guys like Backus and Van Riemsdyk that seem to want to get in tight, that can make plays. So as long as we keep them on the move, we'll be all right.
Obviously, one of the big talking points in this tournament has been how tough goals are to come by. But I'm beginning to wonder, watching now, if we've kind of missed how good this team is as a group defensively. Why have you been so difficult to get the puck and move the puck on?
Well, when you got forwards that skate as well as our guys do, it's tough to get through the middle of the ice. You see how many times we got 4 or 5 guys back in the zone ahead of their D and ahead of their late guys coming into the rush, and certainly makes things easy for us as defensemen when we got those numbers back. So we got to make sure we keep doing that.
Thanks very much, Alex.
Thanks.
Ron?
All right, Elliot, we've added Nathan McKinnon, Sidney Crosby's hometown of Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. Vander Kane's dad played hockey there. We're all across Canada enjoying a dandy. It's 1-0 Canada versus USA after 2 periods.
Welcome back to the Bolshoi in Sochi. We're ready for the third period with Canada leading 1-0, trying to advance to the gold medal game. Ryan Kessler is a fearless shot blocker, but it takes its toll.
Well, that's against Russia and certainly hurt his hand. There's his hand tape. The athletes ride bikes from the village into the building. That way you save yourself walking 4 miles a day. And that one hurts too. You can just guess where he got that from.
Already, Paul Martin is out of the American lineup, and he blocked the shot and hurt his hand. And so we start the third period with the team's 5-on-5. The only goal of the game for Victoria's Jamie Benn from Edmonton's Jay Bouwmeester. And Regina's Ryan Getzlaf. They haven't officially given him an assist, but he should have one. Alexander Ovechkin had a chance to go back to America, but decided to stay. Probably for the closing ceremonies. He still doesn't look happy.
No, and as we talked about the North American coaches coaching this very much like an NHL game. For the Canadians, Dan Hamhuis, Marty St. Louis have not had a shift. For the Americans, only Justin Falk at 2 shifts, a minute 15. Blake Wheeler and the other guy sitting on the bench and not getting on. So no tinkering with lines right now.
Americans want to tie it up. The Canadians looking for insurance. The scoring chances are 14-8 Canada, but they've only got one by Jonathan Quick. Shea Weber, long shooting on Quick, and he clasps it to his chest and stops play.
For those that missed Russia playing in the Olympics, probably one of the most idiotic coaching displays I've seen. They coach their team in units of 5, and when you get to number 4, you pull out a card and go back to number 1. So you can imagine that Coach Bill for Russia will coach the World Championships, and if I was a betting man, I would say he's history after that.
Backus and Bergeron on the face-off. U.S. gets the puck. Ryan Callahan with Max Pacioretty. Pacioretty first on the puck against Doughty. Callahan. Pacioretty and Dustin Brown spot on this line with Backus and Callahan. And out comes Sidney Crosby. Kunitz is with him. Ryan Suter knocked the puck down. Sidney fell down. Suter's played a lot. To Callahan, and he'll play a lot in this third period too. Drew Doughty up the boards. Bergeron can't get the puck. Brooks Orpik put it back, and Ryan Getzlaf got away from Parise. Moves up, can't shoot. Now he takes the shot. It's deflected behind the net. Corey Perry, Jamie Benn, Ryan Getzlaf in the attacking zone again. Brooks Orpik. Parise at center to Ryan Kessler. Into the middle, John Carlson is checked, and now he's trapped. The defenseman is up ice, Brooks Orpik. On this fresh ice, the puck got away from Jamie Benn, and Orpik was able to get back before him. Carlson head to Kessler. The pass was in his feet. No icing. Bomeister is back. Alex Pietrangelo checked by Parise. There's support, though. Matt Duchene takes the puck, and he flies through the neutral zone. Rick Nash couldn't get him the puck back. TJ Oshie broke it up. Oshie with a drop pass from Ryan Kessler. Lost the puck, got it back. Carey Price makes a save. Kessler wrapped up by Shea Weber. His partner, Duncan Keith. Up the boards to Patrick Sharp, and the puck got by him. It's an icing call against Canada.
Well, you get so many great examples of just the effort of these players. You mentioned Ryan Suter was playing 16:50 at this game. That's below his average. He plays about 30 minutes a game for the Minnesota Wild, but guys, obviously an NHL game doesn't have players taking under 40-second shifts, the kind of intensity that this game has. These are hard miles to play in a game like this.
Canada won the draw. Duchene up the middle with Sharp and Nash. Stop to the blue line. Van Riemsdyk, Pavelski, and Kessel back the other way.
Here's a matchup game for Babcock. He got that 4th line off. Got Taves up there quickly when he saw the Pavelski line come on.
And an icing call now against the United States. Canada's had a slight advantage in face-off. They've won 2 more than the Americans. And Taves gets this one. To the blue line, Doughty took a shot that was blocked by Van Riemsdyk. Now he's got a little room. Doughty shoots up high. And that's punched away into the netting as the shot got through.
What a smart play by Doughty. Recognizes that Van Riemsdyk doesn't have a stick, and instead of drawing the puck to the middle as he initially intended, he goes right down the alley. A real good shot, a real good chance.
How about the composure of Quick? He's out at the top of his circle again. Doesn't go down too quickly, but just calmly with that reflex blocker knocks that one out.
Taves and Pavelski on the draw, and Jonathan Taves wins another. Vlasic with a shot wide of the net. Ryan Suter's after the puck against the pinching Drew Doughty. He kept the puck in. Taves against Suter. Got Marleau in front of the net. Centering pass. Quick wouldn't let it into the side of the net. Now back to the blue line. Doughty takes a shot. It ricocheted a couple of times and into the corner. Jonathan Taves. Patrick Marleau. Vlasic and Doughty switch sides, and the puck comes into Jeff Carter. Another great Canadian shift along the boards. Taves sends the puck out front. Marleau couldn't get it. It was tipped. Phil Kessel back the other way to Ryan Suter. And his line mates need a change. He plays the puck to Phil Kessel and heads off. Kessel with Parisi. Got open, got a shot. But a good stick in the way for Canada deflected the puck out of play.
And Glenn, you mentioned the coaching prowess of the Russians before. There's a move by the Canadians that works. You see that top line of the Americans come out. Taves' line gets into position, and they do an excellent job of keeping them in their own zone, hemmed in for about 40 seconds.
Canadians win another draw in their own zone. Chris Kunitz with Crosby and Bergeron. The shoot in. Kunitz on the fly. Bumps Orpik. Puck is jarred loose. Sidney with a backhand shot just wide. Crosby into Kunitz. Bergeron there on the boards in support. Crosby right behind him. They cycle the puck a couple of times. Kessler trying to break the cycle. Bergeron back for Crosby. He'll chase it to the other side. Here comes Bouwmeester. Held the puck in for Sid. Centering. Bergeron couldn't tip it. Pietrangelo with a shot. Rebound, couldn't knock it out of the air. There's another shot. Loose puck is knocked wide by Sidney Crosby. Still looking for his first goal of the tournament. Came close there. Crosby stays late. Gets the puck. He's got Carter out front. There's the pass. It eluded Jeff Carter and Corey Perry. Another close call for Canada looking for the insurance goal.
You get the feeling, guys, the D for the Americans are a little bit fatigued. That's 3 shifts in a row. They've been chasing hard in their own zone.
Pacioretty at center. David Backes with Ryan Callahan. It's really a 3-line game for the U.S. now, and Dustin Brown's missed a couple of shifts. Pacioretty's taking his spot. Pietrangelo knocked down, gets up, stays on the puck. Backes then took it away. Couldn't go to the point. Watched by Pietrangelo. Goes in behind the net. Shattenkirk had come in and wanted the puck, and he gets it at the blue line. His shot goes off a stick. Another deflection by Jamie Benn out of play.
Team Canada has done an excellent job at working the puck down behind the goal line. Work the defense for Team USA. No Paul Martin. They're undermanned at the back end. Keep the puck behind them. And Crosby here are just a great example. And you mentioned it, Simmer. The Kessel line on an entire shift in their end. They can't score from there. That shift, an entire shift in the United States' own end.
That line's back on again for the U.S., and this time they have the puck in the attacking zone. Phil Kessel centering pass right on, and a tip there stopped by Carey Price. A dangerous line. Jeff Carter to Jonathan Taves. Marlowe's with him through center. Taves sees an opening, drops the puck off for Marlowe. They'll go to the end boards to work the defense again. Shattenkirk got the puck. Got spun around, had it taken away by Taves, and he recovers. Off the boards to Joe Pavelski. Van Riemsdyk had to slow up to get the puck with his hand, and Kessel's offside.
Yeah, you just see the pace of play. You're trying to get back in this game. This American line has been so explosive when they've had time and when they've had space, but the best they could do is a one and done there. A little pass out of the corner that Van Riemsdyk tried to deflect up on Price. Price was solid, square to the shot, and the D cleared the zone.
Shea Weber off the draw to center. And Rick Nash with Matt Duchene and Patrick Sharp dumps the puck in. McDonough is back. Sees an opening, legs the puck to center. His pass won't get to TJ Oshie. He'll follow it and get it himself. Duncan Keith, outlet pass to Rick Nash. Sharp on the other side. Duchene coming up. So is Shea Weber. The pass across ice. Duchene threw it to the front of the net. Here's a chance for Rick Nash. He shoots, and that's blocked by TJ Oshie. Sharp to the blue line. Duncan Keith. Shea Weber into the middle. Rick Nash takes a shot. Another block, this time by McDonough. And Weber backs up, gets the puck, dumps it in. Canada's Duchene line changes quickly. Off the bench, Patrick Kane with some speed to center. Got by Crosby into the attacking zone. Parisi comes up, and he's stopped by Carey Price. Still a nail-biter. Canada in the lead at the Bolshoi into the third period of the semifinal. A lot of great hockey minds and very little they can do but watch. Steve Yzerman and his Canadian team ahead 1-0, very much in control of that 1-0 lead. Nothing frantic happening here in the third period at all, guys.
I don't think they're going to breathe, though, for 13 minutes and 34 seconds.
You're right about that.
It is all about now getting through this. You got about 15 shifts left. You have to tie Team Canada. And if you do that, you get to play for gold on Sunday.
Kessler and Bergeron. And Canada gets the draw. Alex Pietrangelo to Bergeron. Kunitz. Crosby's over on the right side. The puck got away from Chris Kunitz. Carlson. Crosby stole the puck and quickly centered it. Bergeron couldn't get it. Pietrangelo. John Carlson up the other side. Kane pursued by Bergeron. He took the puck away and keeps it in. Canada again. Crosby, quick shot by Kunitz. Just missed the net short side. Kunitz again shoots, blocked. Crosby's after the puck on the inboards. Here's Chris Kunitz. U.S. twice had a chance to clear the puck and didn't get it out. Bergeron shot. That's blocked. Patrick Kane takes off. Bergeron doesn't have a stick. He had to discard it. Pass into the middle, and a good defensive play by Alex Pietrangelo against Ryan Kessler. Across the ice, Cam Fowler to Kane. He shoots and wired it wide of the net. Getzlaf couldn't clear the puck, gave it away. Ryan Kessler had his stick check. And Jamie Benn is out to center. Off the boards for Perry. Intercepted by Fowler. Here's Zach Parise with a shot. Deflected by Doughty and off the glass. Ryan Getzlaf. Watched by Ryan Kessler. Slowly and controlled to center. Corey Perry shoots the puck in. Fowler is back. Shattenkirk with him. Up the boards. Getzlaf stepped in and the U.S. can't get out again. Here's Ben to Perry. Back for Getzlaf in the corner. Now Ben goes to the front of the net. Corey Perry doesn't spot him. He's open on the right side. Now off the boards to Jamie Benn. Drew Doughty. Jamie Benn. Doughty jumps to the front of the net. The pass for Getzlaf in his feet. Perry with a shot. And Quick makes the save and stops play. Canada has been so good at bottling the Americans up in their own end in the third period.
They have, but credit the Americans with blocking a heck of a lot of shots. Every time it seems like there's a little time and space to get a seam pass, somebody's been able to get a body in front. So territorially, as Glenn said, if you can do the now 13 to 14 shifts left and keep them all in the offensive zone, you got a good chance.
Shots are 10-4 Canada in the third period. Duchesne won the faceoff. Keith shot wide of the net, a bouncing puck. Rick Nash gets a hold of it. Patrick Sharp had the puck bounce on him. He couldn't shoot. And the U.S. clears the puck. Callahan is after Duncan Keith. Good foot race here. Keith got back to Shea Weber. Duncan Keith up the board. Sharp didn't get the puck out. McDonough kept it in with a shot that hit his own man. Here's a 3-on-2 for Canada. Sharp from Duchesne. Nash to the net. Sharp shoots. Great save by Quick. David Backes back the other way. Shea Weber settles things down while his teammates change. On comes the Jonathan Toews line. Patrick Marleau on his off wing shoots the puck in. Quick stops it. Under pressure, Ryan McDonough. Zach Parise. Up the boards, Backes rink wide. For Patrick Kane. Shoots the puck in. Parise goes after it. Marleau is back. Ryan Kessler comes in along the boards, got tangled up with the referee, and Marleau has the puck. To Alex Pietrangelo. Jay Bouwmeester. Carter and Toews with him, so is Marleau driving the net. The shot goes on goal. Quick steer to the side, and John Carlson takes it quickly out for the U.S. to center. Moving in on Alex Pietrangelo. Shoveled the puck to the end boards. Almost got it back. Pietrangelo chased by Patrick Kane. Goes back the other way. Kessel quick to pounce on the loose puck along the boards. Kane's in front. The centering pass comes to Orpik. He shoots. Price the save. And he steers the puck into the netting. Almost halfway through the third period.
Some anxious moments, but if you're going to give up a shot, that's the guy to give it up to. Brooks Orpik, not the dangerous threat.
Sharp, much different. This is a dangerous chance, and it's just a little bit too tight for Matt Duchesne. If he's back another 2 feet, it's a better chance. He created the play. Might get a better chance at an open net tackling.
Dan Bilesma's working his bench. Blake Wheeler is on for the first time in the game, taking a shift with Kessel and Pavelski in place of James Van Riemsdyk. Here's Patrice Bergeron up the middle. Kunitz checked from behind, and Phil Kessel's going to get a penalty. And Canada will go to the power play with half a period to go.
Yeah, what a killer for Bilesma, too. Trying to get a fresh body out there, a little different look. And just a turnover in the neutral zone, a attack that happened quickly. And this is a body positional play. Kessel loses body position on Kunitz. He doesn't like the call, thinks it's a dive, but when you're chasing and you're getting the stick in the body, that's the call.
Huge power play for Canada, just its second of the game. Taves won the draw, but bounced on Shea Weber. He and Doughty are the point men. Getzlaf, Taves, and Perry up front. The pass to Shea Weber. Bounces the puck in deep. Ryan Callahan couldn't get to it. Corey Perry did. Push down, but the puck gets to the point. Doughty on the other side. Doughty again. One-timer blocked by Ryan Callahan. Ryan Getzlaf. Taves in the slot. Perry at the net. Doughty sneaking in off the right point. Turns towards the net. Jonathan Taves, as they set up on the other side. His stick broke in half. Perry to the blue line. Drew Doughty, Weber shoots. Callahan blocks another one. Weber's got the puck again. Corey Perry to Ryan Getzlaf. Crosby comes on in the power play, and the puck got away from Getzlaf. Ryan Kessler was able to clear it.
What a break that was as Callahan's stick broke, blocking that shot of Weber's too. They could have set up a one-timer there without any stick in the way.
And when Taves broke his stick and had to go to the bench to get a new one, at that point, for the Americans, it's 4-on-4. You could pressure a little bit there. They didn't. They stayed like they were killing and allowed Crosby to come on.
Doughty gains the attacking line. Kunitz is out on the power play. Sidney Crosby and Jeff Carter. Now Pietrangelo comes out with Duncan Keith. Just 30 seconds left in the penalty to Phil Kessel. Crosby with speed passes to Carter, then heads for the front of the net. Now he's got to go in behind it. Brooks Orpik to John Carlson. And did that deflect? Yes, it did deflect over the glass and out of play, so there'll be no penalty.
Well, the one thing that the Americans can do is block shots. Callahan's been doing it his entire career, and this is a selfless play on Doughty. You know that he's going to be making a bomb, and there's another one on Weber that shattered his stick. So excellent penalty killing by number 24.
You know, John Tortorella has a smile on his face somewhere watching this game. I taught him that. That's what he's saying.
Canadians just about out of time on their second power play of the game. One last rush. Duncan Keith leads it. Kunitz tried to tip the puck in and couldn't get it by Joe Pavelski. Kessel's out of the penalty box.
Jim, the key for the Canadians here, get back to the way they were playing before. Great cycles, puck deep, win those battles, keep them hemmed in.
Here's Bergeron, decides to go to the net. His pass in front didn't get to Marleau. Crafty play by Bergeron. Out to center, Joe Pavelski's got Kane with him. Shot the puck in for Kane to go after. Pavelski got it, couldn't center for Zach Parise. All sorts of different line combinations, even after a penalty kill here for Dan Bilesma trying to manufacture something. McDonough and Suter, the defensive pair. Up the middle, a tip by Kessler goes deep. Parise chases the puck. Doughty. Canada always has somebody in a support position. Little pass to Getzlaf, then to Perry. In on Fowler. And again, they get the puck deep and work the boards. Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Corey Perry missed it, but Getzlaf is there to get it. Had a look around before he got to the puck. Perry with Ben out front. Can't get him the puck. Now he hooks it back to Jamie Benn in a battle with Ryan McDonough. And McDonough goes up the boards, gets the puck safely to center. Shattenkirk make that.
You see that play behind the net. Perry just doesn't want to throw it blindly to the front and give the Americans an odd man rush the other way if it doesn't work.
Patrick Marleau fresh off the bench in with Jonathan Taves and Jeff Carter. Carter has a look around. Fanned on the shot. Pacioretty sends James Van Riemsdyk away at center. And the puck is hooked away from him by Duncan Keith. Forechecking is Pacioretty. Here's Paul Stastny. Back to Pacioretty. Sharp angle shot. Missed the net and comes to center. John Carlson. Brooks Orpik. Canada defensively in the neutral zone. One forechecker in the neutral zone, and that's Bergeron. The puck is shot in. Canada gets the puck back. Chris Kunitz. Bergeron to Sidney Crosby. In on Carlson. Little back pass. Bergeron against Orpik. And Canada works the boards again to the blue line. Bouwmeester kept the puck in. Bergeron, quick shot, great save. Rebound shot wide by Kunitz. 2 great chances for Chris Kunitz. Still Canada looks for the insurance. Pietrangelo as Perry ahead of him. Drives the puck in. Jamie Benn on the left side. Into Perry. Stopped by Ryan Suter. To David Backes, and out starts the United States. Blake Wheeler, great speed down the wing. Stops, fell down, and put the puck harmlessly in front. Corey Perry is back, couldn't get the puck out. Backes with a shot. That's deflected in behind the net. Suter holds the line for the United States. Jamie Benn back defensively, gets the puck up the board, safely out to center. Blake Wheeler trying to go back in. Getzlaf protected the puck, and now he starts away. Marleau chases the puck. It was just out of his reach on a tip. He's taken out behind the net. Suter. Bill Kessel winds up. Got by Carter. 1-on-3. Drop pass. There's a hot shot. And a nice save by Carey Price on Blake Wheeler at the end of a shift. 4:47 to go. Can Canada steer it home? Everyone watches anxiously. Great goaltending battle today. Quick has been a little busier than Carey Price. They've been airtight, Glenn.
Yeah, and we've got about 1 million people streaming this online, and this is what they'll see when they're watching. Carey Price has been good. He's been flawless with his rebound control, but the busier goaltender has been Jonathan Quick. 36 shots, 35 saves, and Team Canada has been so close to getting a second goal, which would put an end to the United States for the gold medal game. Quick has kept his team around. They are still 1 shot away from tying it.
Still so close, even though Canada's been excellent in this third period. Zach Parise. Back to defenseman Cam Fowler. In deep, he plays the puck back. Ryan Kessler has Patrick Kane with him. Parise's in front of the net. Kane down the boards. Shattenkirk couldn't get the puck. And the Canadians clear it and change up again. Fowler. Gains center, dumps the puck in. All the Canadians are back. Bergeron took his man. Puck came to Patrick Kane. Backhanded it in. Stopped by Bergeron. He shoveled the puck to center. Here comes Sid. 1 man back. Kunitz is with it. Little button hook. Gets control, backhand shot, and rather than throw it away in a blind pass, he made sure, and he got the puck to the net.
That's what I like to see about both these teams, but right now the Canadians trying to get this 1-goal lead down. There's no mistakes. I mean, play the game within yourself. Don't throw blind passes out. Even when you think you got a chance offensively, you haven't seen the Canadians throw it from behind the net to the front just in case it gives the Americans a break at the other end.
U.S. again with Ryan McDonough. Had to be quick to get that pass away. He was being forechecked. Here come the Americans. The hard centering pass by Callahan doesn't get to the front of the net. Back comes Canada. Chris Kunitz got away from Pavelski. Fronted by Suter. Shoots the puck in. The Canadians change again.
And with efficiency, Jim, they're coming off the bench. They're like a bunch of fighter jets on a boat in the Atlantic. The intensity with their change.
It's just machine-like the way they're playing.
There hasn't been a forward with a shift time over 40 seconds in this game.
Bouncing puck in for Phil Kessel. Left the puck on the inboards. Ryan Getzlaf is back in support of his defense. Up the boards, kept in. Price had to make a nice save there on John Carlson. And the rebound is chased to center. James Van Riemsdyk back to Cam Fowler and up to John Carlson. The relay to Ryan Kessler. Moves in. Up against Drew Doughty, and he tosses him down in a battle on the boards. Carlson with a shot wide of the net. Fowler holds the puck in. Jonathan Taves up the boards. Carlson read that and holds the puck in for Kessler. He's in quite a battle on the inboards now with Jonathan Taves, the 2 center icemen. They've been in a few of those. Drew Doughty up the boards. Jeff Carter got the puck by the defender. It's a 2-on-1. Carter, what a great play by John Carlson, sliding across when Carter looked like he wanted to make the pass to Marleau. Here's Patrick Kane. Zach Parise. Shea Weber comes right at him. Just over 2 minutes to go. Kane steals the puck. He's got a man in front. It's Suter as they bring the defense in. Patrick Kane shoots. What a save by Carey Price. In traffic, a blocker save. Bergeron to center. Has Kunitz with him. Barges by Shattenkirk. Can't get by Ryan Suter. Under 2 minutes. Canada leading 1-0. Here's Max Pacioretty. Caught on a back check by Crosby. Duncan Keith is back. Turns away from Phil Kessel. Looks up ice. Jamie Benn was checked. Now he gets the puck again. He's got Crosby with him. Safely dumps it in. Canada makes another change. Ryan Suter is back. Quick will be looking towards the bench soon. Shattenkirk. Good offensive defenseman out to center. Ryan Callahan couldn't tip the puck in. He's stopped by Pietrangelo. Marleau back again with Rick Nash and Ryan Getzlaf. Nash is changing. McDonough couldn't clear the puck, but he got a bounce. James Van Riemsdyk gets by Carter. No, he didn't. Carter poke-checked him, took the puck away, dumps it inside the line. Now they've got thinking about get that goaltender out of there. Just over a minute to go as the U.S. dumps it in. Quick doesn't go yet. Quick shot. Carey Price with a save off Parise. Goaltender's out for the extra attacker. Foot race. Jeff Carter looks up. Can't hit the net. What a play by Ryan McDonough to slide and knock it away as Jeff Carter wanted to seal it with an empty netter. Here come the USA. Up the middle. Phil Kessel. Drop pass. Carlson to the net. Deflected wide. Kessel tried to throw it back out front and couldn't. McDonough holds it in. Kessel turns to the front of a crowded net. Jeff Carter clears it. Another race. Patrick Marleau with an empty net. Hangs on and he shoots it wide of the goal. Kessel on the other side wants to take off. Doughty stopped the puck at center and dumped it back in. 15 to go. Kessel again. Flying through the neutral zone. Zach Parise. Joe Pavelski comes up. Gets the puck in deep. A battle on the end boards. They're running out of time. On the boards. Canada wins the battle. Canada wins. Canada wins. It's Canada and Sweden for the gold medal. Team Canada will defend its gold in Sochi. Breathe, Canada. Breathe. Carey Price with a shutout. Jamie Benn from Victoria with Canada's only goal on a deft tip-in of a Jay Bouwmeester pass. The only goal Canada needed today.
Oh, heartbreaking loss for the Americans. A dejected group. Two solid teams battling it out. Mike Babcock said at the beginning of this, the margin for error so slim between these two teams. And I think this game played itself out exactly that way.
1-0 game. You'd expect Canada would have played a defensive style of game. Exact opposite. Their way of playing defense was to play in the American zone. Each time they got the puck, they rammed it down the American's throat and played 200 feet from the net. When they did get in trouble, Carey Price was perfect. Any of the questions we had about goaltending, they've all been answered, and Canada gets a chance at gold.
Canada and Sweden for the gold medal. The U.S. will play Finland tomorrow for bronze. Tough pill to swallow for the U.S. They felt they had the team this time to avenge their loss in Vancouver. Teammates Shattenkirk and Pietrangelo congratulate each other on a great game. And Carey Price and Jonathan Quick, two great goaltenders, congratulate each other as well.
A lot of smiles, Jim and Craig, wearing red sweaters. That's a big relief. This American team couldn't do anything but score goals and win in this tournament. I'm sure there was a little bit of fear before the game. Not now. A lot of joy now for Team Canada.
What a job by star players playing significant roles defensively, too.
What a game. Sochi on the Canadian side. Great celebration. In Toronto, a happy group. At the embassy in Washington, D.C., Canadians cheer across the nation at Windsor, Ontario. And back in Toronto, the country stopped to watch Canada. Canadians will defend their gold Sunday against Sweden.
Welcome back to Bolshoi. Big day for BC. Mariel Thompson from Whistler, Kelsey Surwa from Kelowna, gold and silver earlier in the day. And now your Samsung Sochi 3 stars represents Anaheim Lake, British Columbia. Jonathan Quick's the second star behind Carey Price, and Jamie Benn of Victoria with the only goal of a thriller. Let's go down to Elliot Friedman now with Carey Price.
Carey, now the Americans had been steamrolling teams coming in. When you guys put together your game plan, what were the things you said you're going to have to do to slow them down?
Well, our backchecking was excellent tonight. Our forecheck was good, trying to stay on the right side of the puck the whole night. The effort was there. We knew that was a good hockey team over there, and we just found a way to win.
For yourself, was there anything particular you were looking for in terms of their set plays or what they were going to do in your zone?
For me, no, it was just stopping the puck. That was my priority one. That's my only focus.
You've played in big games before. This one tonight and the one you're going to get to play on Sunday, has there been any greater feeling in your career to have these opportunities?
No, I'm truly blessed to be where I'm at. I obviously owe a lot of people a lot to get me where I'm at, and I'm truly grateful for all the support.
I'm curious about that. I know your dad is a big fan, obviously a big fan. He's a former goalie. Have you and him talked much during this tournament?
Well, my dad's a quiet guy. He's a man of few words. He's always been there for me. My mom and my sister, obviously my wife, I got to include. Everybody back home, northern BC. Everybody's been so supportive throughout my whole career.
Thanks very much, Carey.
Thank you.
Dad drafted by the Philadelphia Flyers in 1978. Short break, more reaction from Bolshoi as Canada moves on to the gold medal game by beating their arch rivals 1-0. Back at Sochi 2014, Donald Escheri, Coach's Corner in prime time tonight. Here on this very special Friday, as for the second day in a row, it's Canada-USA, and the home side goes home happy one more time. Let's go down to Jamie Benn now with Elliot.
I feel this is going to be a really dumb question, but biggest goal you've ever scored in your life?
Yeah, I'd have to say so. It doesn't get much better than that, probably. I found a way to win tonight, and it was a great team effort.
One of the things we were marveling about, Jamie, was for a left-hand shot to get your stick on that. Is that something you practice a ton? Is it, how were you able to do that?
I think it was just a great pass by Jay Bouwmeester, from the top, and he gave me a chance to get my stick on it, and, I found a way to get the back of the net.
They were coming in, they were scoring a ton of goals. When you guys watched them and put together the game plan, what were the most important things you guys talked about for stopping them?
Keep the puck out of their hands, I guess. We wanted to control the play. I thought our forwards did a pretty good job of holding on to it down in their end, and when they did get it, our defense was great, and Carey Price was had another phenomenal game.
You're a pretty understated guy. You don't like to talk a lot. You don't like to do a lot of interviews. This is going to push you to the forefront with the tournament you're having here. You going to be comfortable with all of that?
Yeah, I think so. It's a lot of fun. Those are the games that you want to play in, the big ones and the ones that matter the most. And I'm definitely looking forward to the next one.
Thanks very much, Jamie.
Thanks a lot.
Ron?
Could have used quiet Jamie Benn at the Social in Victoria a summer ago. Anyhow, great win for Canada. It's Sweden, Canada. Gold medal game be bright and early, 7 a.m. Eastern on Sunday. Short track speed skating, more Canadian good news. Scott Russell and our Olympic daytime coverage is next.